Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku Died with Shigaraki and Woke Up in Azur Lane World Part 2. Before we start, please go support Lunatic Moon 26 for writing that awesome fanfic. Chapter 17, Eri vs Mikasa, Shinano and Ayanami and the backup arrived. Luna's POV. Eri and the undercover maids are now in the Sakura Empire doing the mission, while they haven't noticed them all. Eri goes away from the group so that everyone only knows that two undercover overmaids are part of Sakura Empire, since Eri didn't want to wear any undercover uniform but only wear her jacket, and hoods herself, then goes up to the roof in order to see the two maids while Mikasa saw Eri there and tells Shinano about it. Then she ordered Mikasa to look over to Eri if she's really an enemy or not. Ayanami, how did you know that she's here, Lady Shinano? Surprised that she already knows Eri in their base. Shinano, well, Mikasa saw her on one of the routes standing, but she didn't knew what's her intentions or goals to be here. Prepared her sword, but we still needed to be ready. Ayanami, yes, we will be ready. Lady Shinano then continued to watch the battle of Eri and Mikasa with Shinano and her friends. With Eri and Mikasa, Eri takes out her sword from the scabbard and then goes to her sword stance. I'm ready when you are. Mikasa takes out her sword in her scabbard and rushed at Eri. Eri then run towards Mikasa. Mikasa trying to hit Eri with her speed and strikes. Eri countering them all with her own speed and strikes. Mikasa, this little girl is sure fast and using a sword, start countering Eri's strikes with her own. Shinano takes out two of her swords from her scabbards and give the one to Ayanami. We're going to join the fight now. Ayanami took the sword and rushed to Eri with Shinano. Eri saw Ayanami and Shinano was going to attack her with Mikasa. I really didn't think you three will be fighting me here, then start to attack them all. Shinano starts sending some of her aircraft to attack Eri. Eri runs to the barricade and jump off. JS Kurama engage. Ships start to turning into thousands of cubes and goes to her body with a sword at her right side, then start moving. Mikasa, Shinano and Ayanami do as Eri did, then followed her. With Takao standing and focusing on her training while holding her own katana. Zuikaku then claps her hand and waves at her, working hard. I see Takao. Takao walks towards Zuikaku. Zuikaku, it's good to see you've returned. Zuikaku, I thought we went back together? Takao, me and my sister went back earlier than you after the fight with that girl. Zuikaku, yeah, but I can't exactly know. We did very well out there. Takao, yeah, I know it too. Think about the fight between the four of them against Eri. Zuikaku and Takao starts walking together towards the mountain. Takao looked at the houses from the top. Zuikaku, looking at the sky, I didn't stand a chance against the gray ghost, and that girl clutches her fists. I need to get stronger or else I can't protect Shikaku. Takao hit Zuikaku at her back. Zuikaku almost falls down, then looked at Takao. Takao, my apologies, maybe I hit you a little too hard. Zuikaku sit on her knees whining a little bit while looking at Takao. Takao, you must not take every burden by yourself. You must learn to rely on us as well. Zuikaku, Takao. Takao, we're friends, are we not? Then gives Zuikaku a hand. Zuikaku grabs it and looked at the sky, saw one aircraft was chasing after someone. Huh? What's going on? Why is the alarm didn't start? Takao, maybe the enemy are here without us being noticed. Zuikaku suddenly saw Mikasa, Shinano and Ayanami are fighting Eri. Let's go now. Takao jumps off the mountain to join the fight. Takao, I need to tell them about this. One goes to the shrine where Nagato staying. With Eri versus Shinano, Mikasa and Ayanami. Eri keeps on slashing her katana to block all of Mikasa's strikes. Mikasa keeps on attacking Eri with her katana. Ayanami attacked Eri from her back without making any noise. Eri and jumped backwards to dodge Ayanami's attack. Shinano then rushes to Eri with Mikasa at her side. Eri starts shooting them all with her cannon. Shinano start to send some of her aircraft to attack Eri from the sky. Ayanami appears above Eri to slash her. Eri looked up and saw Ayanami, then dodges it. Ayanami, I almost got her, then attacks her again. Kirito is Ayanami and the purple girl is Eri. Mikasa, you really know how to fight with the katana just like us panting. Eri, less talking more fighting now goes on to attack Ayanami. Ayanami, then ready her guard to block all of Eri's attacks. Eri just continues to attacking her. Ayanami still keeps on blocking all of Eri's attack. Shinano then appeared right behind of Eri to slash her. Eri kicks Shinano from her back to stop her. Shinano gets knocked back a bit by Eri's kick. Ayanami and Mikasa then goes on to attack Eri again. Eri prepare her battle stance to fight the two of them. The cannons start on shooting at Eri. Eri dodges the attack. Where did it come from? Goes on to look around. Ayanami takes the opportunity to strike at Eri. Eri looked back at Ayanami to block her attack. Zuikaku then appears right in front of Eri. Eri saw Zuikaku and was about to block her attack. Takao starts shooting her cannons at Eri from the distance. Eri got distracted by Takao's cannons. Zuikaku about to strike Eri with her katana. Eri dodges the cannon then goes to block Zuikaku's attack with her katana. Mikasa then saw Eri's speed with Zuikaku's speed. Well damn, they are totally matched with each other panting. Ayanami, I didn't know that she can keep up with you, Miss Mikasa panting. Shinano appeared at their side. Well, she's well trained with the sword, even the three of us can't beat her panting. Takao then finally arrived at the rooftop and saw Shinano, Ayanami and Mikasa was resting while Zuikaku was now busy fighting Eri. Zuikaku suddenly appeared on behind Eri. Eri turned around to kick Zuikaku in the side of the face. White Tiger is Zuikaku and the red hair girl is Eri. Zuikaku goes down from the rooftop and got slammed on the ground. Eri suddenly looked in front of her and saw two more ship girls then take in her battle stance. Hey Hyuga, we should really finish this now then ready her weapon. Hyuga, then let's do this now. I see ready her weapon and her battle stance. I see, let's do this now. Hyuga goes on to her battle stance and ready her weapon as well. Eri, bring it on ready her battle stance to fight the two ship girls. Hyuga and Ic rushed in towards Eri and start on striking her with their weapon. Eri dodges every strikes they both did at her. Hyuga rushed in towards Eri at high speed. Eri starts shooting her cannons at Hyuga. Ic appeared behind Eri and was about to strike her. Eri blocked the attack from Ic at her back. Hyuga start running on towards Eri. Eri turned around at Ic then kicks her in the head. Ida is Eri and Stain is Ic. Ic got slammed back to the ground from Eri's kick. Eri then rushed in to attack Hyuga. Hyuga tried to stab Eri with her weapon. Eri blocked it with her sword. Chapter 18: The Undercover Mission with the Maids PT3 and Project Orochi. Luna's POV. Eri start to fight against Mikasa, Ayanami, Shinano. Meanwhile, the two maids are still continuing their undercover mission. Eri holds them pretty easily even though she's outnumbered. Each member of the Sakura Empire keeps on coming towards without noticing the two undercover maids, but they didn't know that Eri have a plan in order for the maids to return back in Aza Lane safely. Eri then start to attack Hyuga. Hyuga tried to stab Eri with her weapon. Eri blocked it with her sword. Start shooting her cannons at Eri. Eri dodges every blast from, then turned her riggings back into her ship without them noticing it. Almost had her. We can take her down since she's the only one who came here. Shinano, no more chit-chat, go and get her, telling the two ship girls. And, yes, Lady Shinano goes after Eri. Ayanami, well, I don't think she can escape from here now. Mikasa, don't get celebrate yet, for now we'll have to make sure that she can't escape here. Shikaku, what's your orders, Lady Shinano? Shinano, did you already this to Nagato? Looked at Takao. Takao, I've already told her about the situation, Lady Shinano. Shikaku, what's your command, Lady Shinano? Shinano, chase that ship girl, do not let her escape. Takao and Shikaku, yes, Lady Shinano, chased after Eri as well. Mikasa, what's your plan after you captured her, Lady Shinano? Shinano, I'm still thinking about it. Why? Ayanami, maybe we can convince her to join our side if we captured her. Mikasa, joining our side? What do you mean by that, Ayanami? Then looked at Ayanami. Ayanami, well, didn't you heard on what she said before? She said something about JS. Do you know what that means, Miss Mikasa? Shinano, all of the ship girls here are IJ and not JS. Ayanami. Ayanami, but do you know what that means, Lady Shinano? Shinano, from what I read, IJN stands for the Imperial Japanese Navy while JS stands for Realize Something. Mikasa, what's the matter, Lady Shinano? Shinano, I really didn't know that JS stands for Japanese ship. Mikasa, wait, she's also from the Sakura Empire? Ayanami, that's my only guess, Miss Mikasa and Lady Shinano. Shinano, well, you're not wrong in that one, Ayanami. With the two undercover maids. Sheffield, hiding from the pillar with boxes along with? Sighs and looked up. Why was I assigned to this undercover mission? I'm totally not cut out for it. Sheffield, quiet please. We've studied their logistics. It seems like they are building something massive, but where? Saw one ship girl heading to the cave. Heading towards the cave while holding a cat on her hands without noticing where she walked. Sheffield then focused her sight on. Shirani doesn't know how to treat a cat. I can't take it anymore. Keeps walking without noticing where she's heading until the light bright at her and looked around. Where am I? Surprised on where she was and dropped something to the ground, then saw the bridge and start walking towards it. Oh, I'm definitely lost. Meow then saw Akagi and Kaga was in the cave with someone along with the two maids. Them. Eri arrived above of? Hiding behind the rock while looking at the Project Orochi. So this is the Project Orochi ship. It looks just like a siren ship. Is it really okay for them to build something like this? Noticed Akagi was doing something. Akagi? What is she doing? Watching her. Eri, I really need to complete this mission fast. Was thinking about something while watching Akagi and Kaga from above. Akagi raised both of her hands and the black mental cube starts doing something. Then covered her ears. Akagi let go the black mental cube and it was absorbed by the Orochi. Surprised on what happened in the cube. Observer A. With so much energy gathered, we are nearly ready to launch the Project Orochi. Eri and, is that for real? Was shocked on what they've heard. Observer A. At this rate, I'd say one more perhaps and we can actually have some fun. Created another black mental cube and give it to Akagi. Akagi received the black mental cube from Observer Alpha. Observer A. The goal of Project Orochi is not to create any ordinary. It is, shall we say, doing something unthinkable in her body. Then licked Akagi's cheek from both sides and arc to carry very wish across the ocean. Akagi, just standing there like a statue. Observer A. Whisper in her ears, you'll be reuniting soon. Akagi, notice something, leave this place. Someone could easily find you here. Starting to back out now, I should be going now. I've saw something awful, something upholding, start looking nervous. Eri, now's my chance to strike, was about to attack but then saw Sheffield and in the cave hiding as well. Sheffield looked up and noticed Eri was about to attack them, so she's thinking about attacking too as well. Kaga, you there? Shocked and scared on who saw her. Kaga, what are you doing? Nervously looked back at Kaga. Kaga, you saw Hava intense looking at her eyes. What do you mean? I guess I got little lost, pretty dark in here, then got grabbed by two of Observer A's tentacles. Observer A. Oh dear, she did saw me, how unfortunate, aimed her for laser cannon at. Well, as they say, curiosity killed the cat, ready to fire her laser cannon at. Then start screaming for the help and oh. Please don't. Somebody please help me. Akagi, hold it once. I won't allow you to harm the member of the Sakura Empire. Observer A. I understand now that you say that, looking at her while holding? But we can't just let her go. Sheffield shoots one of Observer A's tentacles. Observer A, Kaga and Akagi then heard the gunshot and looked at where it come from. Sheffield, holding two guns in her hands while wearing her undercover clothes. Kaga prepared her flying blue papers. Who the hell are you? then throws some of her papers at her. Eri jumps down from above to strike at Observer A. Akaji? And Observer A looked up and saw Eri falling down. Sheffield dodges the papers while revealing that she was a maid. Kaga blocked every shot with her blue papers. That Luna Christ outfit must be Royal Navy. Eri, I'm taking you down right now. Takes out her sword and attacks Observer A. It's not my plan to kill you but to distract you to me along with Akaji, and Miss Sheffield and Miss Edinburgh didn't know about my plan. Observer A, you? Then start shooting some lasers at Eri. Eri dodges every lasers, then start running around at high speed. Observer A was looking for an opening with Akaji. Akaji send her 4 flying papers at Eri. Eri keeps slicing the papers while running. Observer A then fires her 4 laser cannon at Eri. Eri ducked her head to dodge the lasers from Observer while running. Rider here is Eri while A Saber is Observer A with Akaji on her side. BTW, the lasers are violet, not red and black. Sheffield spinned around in the air, then start going to Akaji, then walk on the stone while shooting her. Akaji noticed it and about to attack. Sheffield swing her left foot to kick her. Akaji dodge it and turn a little bit red when she saw something under Sheffield's uniform. Eri noticed that Akaji let her guard down and then kicked the cube out of her hands. Chapter 19: Eri's Plan and the Dead Ship Girl. Luna's POV. Eri are trying to distract the ship girls in order to let the 2 maids get into the cave where they build the project. Orochi, meanwhile, Izuku and Yuki are now resting in Iron Blood's infirmary because of the hit they take from the sirens. At first, Deutschland was really underestimating Izuku because of how he fights all the sirens without using his power, but Bismarck said he's strong enough to handle any sirens if only he can do it without damaging his body, from what Prince Eugen told her about him. No one knows Eri's real plan, only Queen Elizabeth, Hood, Warspite and Prince of Wales know about it. Sheffield spinned around in the air, then start going to Akaji, then walk on the stone while shooting her. Akaji noticed it and about to attack. Sheffield swing her left foot to kick her. Akaji dodge it and turn a little bit red when she saw something under Sheffield's uniform. Eri noticed that Akaji let her guard down, then kicked the cube out of her hands. Akaji about to get the cube. Kaga, sister. Sheffield shots the cube away from Akaji. Akaji looked at Sheffield with anger. Sheffield, Edinburgh now still aiming the guns. Edinburgh, huh? Showed up from her hiding spot, and then takes off the mask to catch the black cube. I hold it, Sheffield. I have it, catches the cube in her face. Title: The Most Accomplished Light Cruiser. Observer A about to fire her laser cannon. Eri get? And runs out of the cave fast. Sheffield, now, it's time to retreat, takes out the pin and throw the smoke grenade to cover them while they are escaping. Kaga, you fools! Throws her blue papers to wipe the smoke away. Akaji and Kaga didn't see them in the cave anymore. Observer A, oh goodness, what a mess this is on you. Akaji looked at Akaji. Akaji, looking down, disappointed a bit. Then alarm starts to make some noise. Zuikaku, now what's going on? Heard the alarm. Takao heard it too and start to go. Nagato heard the alarm as well. Shigeru, what's this about? Is everything okay? Heard the alarm. Ayanami, still thinking on what's going on. First, they are fighting Eri and now the alarm has started to make noise. Furitaka then heard the alarm. What's happening here? Who set that thing off? Start to panic. Keiko, Furitaka, we have to stay vigilant. Looked at Furitaka. Sheffield, running past through them with? Ride on Edinburgh's back while Edinburgh was looking at Keiko with? Furitaka and Keiko suddenly looked at the 2 maids escaping with? At one of the maids, then looked at each other. Furitaka looked at Keiko as well. What was that? Who were they? Eri, running through the roof to do her real plan. Edinburgh, still running away while carrying someone at her back. I would love that, to carry gold ingots. Sheffield, still running with Edinburgh. You can complain later. Then looked at her back and saw someone on Edinburgh's back. Why were you bothering with the extra load, Edinburgh? Still on Edinburgh's back, don't you dare leave me behind. Edinburgh looked at? Riding in her back, I know you keep on following us, what would we do? Closed her eyes, they were going to put me out of misery, I'll be history. Dead cats tell no tales, you know. Sheffield, then closed her eyes and continued to run. I guess we have no choice. Let's see this through. Jumps on the sea. Edinburgh, jumps on the sea with? Still on her back. Sheffield, where's Eri? Looked at their back and didn't see Eri with them. Edinburgh, I thought she was on your back, Sheffy. Eri appeared beside Sheffield. May I borrow some of your smoke grenade, Miss Sheffield? Sheffield looked at her side and saw Eri. What the? Where did you come from? And why do you need some of my smoke grenade? Eri, I have a plan, but if you want to know the full details, then ask Miss Hood, Miss Warspite, Miss Wales, or Her Majesty, since they all know my plan. Sheffield gives 2 of her smoke grenade at Eri. Eri, thanks Miss Sheffield. Start to run ahead of them. Here is Eri's plan before they start the undercover mission. Eri, training with Wales on how to fight using sword. Prince of Wales, teaching Eri on how to fight using sword. Sheffield came in the training room and walks up to them. Miss Prince of Wales, Her Majesty wants to speak with you now, along with Miss Eri. Over there, pointed at Eri. Prince of Wales stops teaching Eri. Okay, then we'll be going now, Sheffield. Sheffield goes out the room and went to the throne room. Prince of Wales looked at Eri. We should stop for now, since Her Majesty have something to say on us. Eri put back her sword. Okay, Miss Wales. Prince of Wales, let's go. Goes to the throne room with Eri. When they entered the throne room, Eri and Prince of Wales, after they entered the room and bowed their heads, then raise it. Eri then saw Hood and Warspite on Queen Elizabeth's sides. Wait, Miss Hood? And Miss Warspite? Hood noticed Eri was looking at her. Hello there, Eri. Eri, what are you doing here, Miss Hood? I thought you were in Azur base. Hood, I'm doing this because I'm the pride of the Royal Navy. Eri just nodded on her answer and then looked at Warspite. What about you, Miss Warspite? What are you doing here? Warspite, Eri, I'm Her Majesty's knight, that's why I'm standing here beside her. Eri, okay then. Miss Warspite looked back at Queen Elizabeth after speaking with Hood and Warspite. Prince of Wales, what is it that do you want to tell us, Your Majesty? Q. Elizabeth, well, Sheffield and Edinburgh will go to the Sakura Empire in order to get the Black Cube from Akagi. Eri, but why am I here then, Your Majesty? Q. Elizabeth, I want you to join them as well in this undercover mission. The Q is Queen, so I did make it short. Edinburgh, Sheffield and Eri, yes, Your Majesty, bow down their heads and goes out the room. Eri, about to leave the throne room. Hood, do you have any plans on this undercover mission, Eri? Eri stops and look back. Why do you want to ask, Miss Hood? Hood, it's because Izuku will be worried about you, so that's why I'm asking you. Warspite, you can tell us about your plan. Eri, please, don't tell this to Dad and the 2 maids about my plan on this undercover mission. Q. Elizabeth, can you tell us about the plan you have in mind? Eri, I'm going to become the bait for the 2 undercover maids in order for them to leave after they take the Black Cube, and I want to do something before I return here. Hood, you're going to become the bait for the 2 maids? Warspite, are you sure it was safe to do your plan? Eri, I'm going to explore their base as well while doing something I can only do. Q. Elizabeth, Warspite, Hood and Prince of Wales, something you can only do? Hood and Prince of Wales then have realized something. Wait, do you have a quirk just like Izuku? Eri, yes, mine is called Rewind. I don't call it my quirk, but I call it my curse. Warspite, Rewind? What's that? Curious on Eri's quirk. Eri, I can rewind the body of the person back to the time where they don't have any injuries, but the consequence is dangerous. Hood, wait a minute, the consequence is dangerous? What do you mean by that, Eri? Eri, well, when I was a 5-year-old child, I accidentally activate my quirk on my father, and he was rewinded to the time where he didn't exist. That's why I was called the cursed child, because of my quirk. Q. Elizabeth, so Eri, how did you know to control your quirk now? Eri, Yes, your majesty, thanks to the pro-heroes who helped me in order to master my quirk. Warspite, where will you going to use your quirk then? Eri looked at Warspite. Well, I'm going to use my quirk to revive the dead ship girl of the Sakura Empire. Hood, wait, do you know who's the dead ship girl in the Sakura Empire, Eri? Eri, no, but I guess I need to know who is the dead ship girl in Sakura Empire. Entered the throne room. From what I know, the dead ship girl name is Ijane Amagi, a battlecruiser of the Sakura Empire, an older sister of Akagi, and old rival of Kaga, battleship. Q. Elizabeth, Prince of Wales. Eri, Hood and Warspite looked at who entered the room. Prince of Wales, what are you doing in here, Duke? Duke of York, I just told her about the dead ship girl of the Sakura Empire, sister. So you don't need to worry. Title, The Vampiric Predator. Eri looked at Duke. Is Amagi really related to Akagi, an old rival of Kaga, battleship? Duke of York, yes, Akagi are her real Imuto. Meanwhile, Kaga, battleship, is her old rival. But what's your name, little girl? Looked at Eri. Eri, oh, my name is Eri Midoriya and my ship name is JS Kurama, second ship of Shirane-class destroyer. Can I ask for your name as well? Duke of York, well, I'm Duke of York, third ship of King George V-class battleship. It's nice to meet you, Eri. Hood, so you were going to try then use your quirk by reviving the only one dead ship girl? Warspite, that could be very hard since we are all created using the mental cubes. Chapter 20. The Plan in Motion and Runes Challenge. Luna's POV. After they took the black mental cube from Akagi, Observer Alpha blames Akagi for it. Then she looked at the ground disappointed while Kaga was mad about it. Sheffield and Edinburgh are now running away with? On Edinburgh's back, and once again they didn't notice Eri and only appeared on Sheffield's side to borrow some of the smoke grenade and flash grenade from her. Sheffield then give her remaining smoke grenades and flash grenade to Eri, and she goes back to them while the two maids trying to know or figuring out Eri's plan. Hood, so you will try then use your quirk in reviving the dead ship girl? Warspite, that could be very hard since we are created using the mental cubes. Eri, I guess it's gonna be hard, but it's not bad to at least try. Hood, but are you sure about that plan? Izuku will be worried if he knows about this plan. Eri, that's why he shouldn't know about my plan, Miss Hood. Hood, why is that, Eri? Curious on why they shouldn't tell Izuku about Eri's plan. Eri, I just don't want to put Dad in any of my problems, that's why I'm going to face it alone. Warspite, Prince of Wales, Hood, Q. Elizabeth and Duke of York, shocked on what they just heard. Hood and Prince of Wales, we wish you good luck with your plan, Eri. Eri, thank you. I promise you I will succeed on this plan. Miss Hood and Miss Wales leaves the throne room. Duke of York, do you know who she is, sister? Looked at Wales. Prince of Wales, yes, sister, I know about her. She's adopted daughter of Iowa or Izuku, lead ship of the Iowa-class battleship. Duke of York, I guess all of the Iowa-class are now active then. Hood and Prince of Wales, I hope you succeed on this mission, Eri, thinking about Eri while she left the throne room. Flashback ends. Eri jumps on one of the pillars. Well, time to execute my plan now. Then saw Takao standing on the pillar blocking the two maids' way. Takao shoots her cannon at the two maids while looking down. Sheffield, about to summon her two guns, then saw Eri appeared in front of Takao. Eri then jumps one by one in the red pillar and appeared in front of Takao. Takao saw Eri appeared in front of her. Why you about to take out her katana? Eri, don't speak, spin and kick Takao off the pillar. Mikasa is Eri while the thug is Takao. Eri then looked down and saw the two maids are now running away safely while falling down to the sea. Takao goes to crash down on the sea. Ayanami appears and run past through Takao to attack Eri. Eri landed on the sea and saw Ayanami going to attack her, then ready her katana to defend. Ayanami starts shooting some of her cannons before jumping in the air to strike Eri from above. Eri then blocked it using her own katana. Replace javelin here with Eri. Eri kicks Ayanami in the chest. Ayanami knocks back a bit from Eri's kick. Eri Take out the flash grenade. Sorry, but I have a job to do. Pulls out the pin, then throw it in front of Ayanami and Takao. Ayanami and Takao covered their eyes after it explodes in front of them. Ayanami and Takao opened their eyes and then saw Aries not there anymore. Ayanami, well, we did our best, but she's just too fast for us to catch up with her. Takao, yeah, we better tell this to the others. Ayanami, are we going to chase the two maids now? Takao, I don't know about that, but we can ask it from Akagi. Ayanami, I guess the chasing is over now. Put back her sword. Takao, I don't think the chasing is over yet. Ayanami. Ayanami, what do you mean by that, Miss Takao? Then looked at Takao. Takao, in my guess, Eri will be in our base again since she said that she have a job to do. Ayanami, what job is she talking about, Miss Takao? Takao, that I don't know what kind of job is she talking about, but we should report this to Lady Shinano. Ayanami, okay. Miss Takao starts going back with Takao. With Izuku. Izuku then wakes up. Where am I? Sit on the bed and start to look around the infirmary. Ainz entered the infirmary room and saw Izuku's awake. Izuku looked at Ainz. Do you know where am I, miss? And who are you? Ainz, I'm Ainz, and you are now in the Iron Blood base. Izuku, what happened to me after that fight? Ainz, the leader of Sirens, had showed up herself. Izuku, wait, the Sirens are all girls as well? Ainz, yes, apparently you're the only ship boy here in our world, but I don't think the higher-ups are making their moves yet. Izuku, higher-ups? What do you mean by that? Looked at Ainz. Ainz, before I arrived here in the Iron Blood base, I was created by the Germans using the technology from the Sirens and a wisdom cube. Izuku, shocked on what he just heard from Ainz. Why are they using the technology from the Sirens? And why is the higher-ups isn't making their move yet? Ainz, I guess they're scared, but in the future, maybe they can finally make their move. Izuku, so how is she? Looking at Yuki's body on the bed, is she okay after the fight? Ainz, yeah, she's okay, just got hit by the laser in her stomach. Izuku, I hope Eri is okay on her own for a while. Ainz, who's Eri? If I may ask, and what's your name? Izuku, well, Eri is my adopted daughter, and my name is Izuku Midoriya, but call me Deku or Iowa since I'm the lead ship of the Iowa-class batship. Ainz, I guess you're the brother ship of Yuki then. Izuku, Yuki? Her name is Yuki? Looked at Yuki beside his bed. Ainz, yes, her name is Yuki Kano, but her ship name is USS Wisconsin, 4th ship of the Iowa-class battleship. If you didn't believe me, then you can ask her. Pointed at Yuki. Izuku, I guess I saw my another sister ship. Looking at Yuki. Ainz, by the way, Lord Bismarck wants to talk with you about some things. Iowa. Izuku, I'm going then. Can you tell me where is her office? Stand up in his bed and take the mask from the table, then wears it. Ainz, just follow me. Iowa then left the infirmary room with Izuku while going to Bismarck's office. Izuku, following Ainz behind while looking around. Noticed Izuku walking with Ainz. Who is she? Admiral Hipper. It's a he, and his name is Izuku Midoriya. Standing behind? Wait, what? Looked back at Hipper. It's a boy, not a girl. Admiral Hipper, shocking, isn't it? Rune? Rune, yeah. It was looking on at Izuku, but I guess I just have to find it out if he's really strong from what I heard. And Prince Eugen licked her lips while smirking. Title: The Killer Cruiser of Iron Blood. Admiral Hipper, sometimes, you are really scary, Rune. You know that, right? Rune, looking at Hipper, yeah, I know that, Hipper, but it's fun to see a strong ship boy in other camp rather than ship girls here in Iron Blood. Admiral Hipper, it's because the higher-ups didn't make any ship boy. Rune, so what's going on with the higher-ups anyway? Admiral Hipper, apparently they will give us some commanders in the future. Rune, all of the camps or only the 4 major camps? Admiral Hipper, only the 4 major camps since they don't care about the other 5 camps. Rune, I really hope they give us some useful commander or else they all will die. Start showing her scary side. Admiral Hipper, can you just please stop showing off your scary side? Starting to get scared from Rune. Rune, then stop showing off her scary side anyway. Where is he going then? Admiral Hipper, he's going to Lord Bismarck's office. Why do you ask, Rune? Rune, good timing, looked back at Hipper since I'm going there as well, so see ya. Start running to Izuku and Mainz. Admiral Hipper, still looking at Rune running towards Mainz and Izuku. I guess I have get back to work then. Admiral Graf Spee, hey Hipper. Admiral Hipper, Looked back and saw Graf Spee. What is it, Spee? Admiral Graf Spee, can we talk for a sec? In a secure place, not here. Admiral Hipper, sure, since I can do my work later. Admiral Graf Spee, great, let's go now. Start walking away. Admiral Hipper looked back and then followed Graf Spee behind. In Bismarck's office. Tirpitz, are you sure that he's very friendly, Schwester? Looking at her sister. Bismarck, trust me on this one, Schwester, he's really friendly. Deutschland, but I think he's just a weak, lowly animal. FDG, well, we haven't seen his strength just yet, so don't assume that he's weak now. Deutschland. AVP, is it true that he can take all of the sirens down all on his own? Agir, from what I heard in Prince Eugen. Yes, he can take them all down. Z1, so what's going to be your plan now, Lord Bismarck? Then looked at Bismarck along with the others. Bismarck, still thinking on about it. Mainz, then knocks at the door. Deutschland, FDG, AVP, Z1, Agir and Tirpitz heard the knock and looked at the door. Mainz, Lord Bismarck, are you in there? Bismarck, heard her name, I'm here, please come in. Mainz. Mainz, then opens the door with Izuku and Rune behind her. Deutschland, Z1, AVP, FDG, Agir and Tirpitz saw Izuku and Rune came in Bismarck's office with Mainz. Tirpitz, so can you tell us about your name now? Looking at Izuku. Izuku looked up at the six of them. I'm Izuku Midoriya, but you all can call me Deku, and my ship name is Iowa, lead ship of the Iowa-class battleship. AVP, can you take off your mask then? Izuku, sorry, I'm not comfortable in taking my mask off. I'm not really comfortable in talking with you all here, too shy to say it in front of them. FDG, it's okay my child, but why are you here in our base then? Agir, and what's your objectives in here? Izuku, I'm just here to fight and destroy all the sirens. Deutschland, ha! Do you really think you can win against them all on your own? Izuku, I always fight alone even if it costs me my own life, and I don't care on what happened to me as long as my loved ones are safe, then I'm okay with it. Looking at Deutschland with the intense and a serious look in his eyes. Rune, Mainz, Bismarck, Tirpitz, Z1, FDG, AVP and Agir, shocked on what they've heard from Izuku. Bismarck, still shocked while looking at Izuku and thinking, he doesn't care about his life but cares about someone else's life. Z1, Mainz and Tirpitz, thinking the same thing as Bismarck, I didn't think he was serious on this one. Rune, FDG, AVP and Agir, shocked on what they just heard and can't say any words. Rune, how about I challenge you for a battle, Iowa? Mainz, Deutschland, FDG, AVP, Z1, Tirpitz, Bismarck and Agir looked at Rune with a surprised face. Izuku looked back. Okay then Rune, but what's the deal? Rune, if I win you will take your mask off and tell us your power. Izuku, and what if I win the battle? What's my deal? Rune, you can do whatever you want to me, while smirking at Izuku. Mainz, that's an insane deal you made, Rune. Izuku, well, if I win then leave my mask alone, but I can tell you my power. Rune, deal. See you at the arena, then leaves the office and head towards the arena. Izuku, then looked back, can some of you take me to your arena please? Z1, I can take you then, now just follow me. Looked at Bismarck, I'll just take on my leave with Izuku now, Lord Bismarck. Izuku bowed down his head, sorry for causing trouble here, I should also take my leave, raised his head and leave the office along with Z1. Bismarck, speechless on what she just heard. Tirpitz, looking at her sister. Agir, I guess she was surprised on what Rune said on her deal if he win. Mainz, that's kinda insane, don't you think? FDG, the question is, can he win against her? AVP, we don't know, that's for sure. Tirpitz, I guess we just have to find it out. Admiral Graf Spee and Admiral Hipper entered the office. We have a report to tell you, Lord Bismarck. Bismarck, then came back to her senses. Tell me, what's the report? Admiral Hipper, apparently the higher-ups has already chosen a candidate for all the 4 major camp. Tirpitz, did the Azalain know all about this one? Admiral Graf Spee, we've already told one of their scouts about this and they're on a meeting to discuss about this as well. FDG, who's the candidates on the base? Admiral Graf Spee, I don't know, I just heard it from the news. Mainz, I guess we just have to figure it out by ourselves then. Chapter 21, Arrival of New Ship Boy. Luna's POV. After Eri blocked Takao, Sheffield and Edinburgh left the Sakura Empire while Eri went back for her plan. Akagi was looking outside the forte while Kaga reported her about the Black Cube. Not knowing Eri was still inside their base, then Akagi have told the 5th Carrier Division to go look for the 2 Royal Navy maids who took the Black Mental Cube from them and bring it back along with their repair ship. While on the other side, one unknown vessel was seen on middle of the ocean covered by the thick mist. Wakes up and looked around. Where am I now? I can't see anything here because of these thick mist. Remembered something. Flashback starts. Tuya passed, burning alive because of his quirk in the forest. All for One passed, comes out and about to reach Tuya's hand. Dean creates a barrier between Tuya and All for One. I will not let you touch him. Start walking towards the burning boy. All for One passed. Who are you? Dean, why would I tell my name to someone who loves destroying the hero society? All for One passed. I'm only destroying the hero society to rule over Japan once more. Dean, and I won't let you touch this kid and make him suffer more. All for One passed. That's why I want to take him to the orphanage. And what kind of quirk is this? Trying to destroy the barrier between them. Tell me. Dean, that none of your concerns. All for One teleported away from the forest with Tuya. All for One passed. I lost another child who can become my vessel. Leave the burning forest. With Dean. Dean teleported inside the house with the burned corpse of Tuya. Jason, hey, DA saw Dean carrying a kid. Who's that kid? Dean? Dean, his name is Tuya Todoroki from MHA. Luna went downstairs and saw Dean carried a burned corpse of Tuya. Hey, that's Tuya Todoroki who became Dabi, right, big bro? Dean, yeah, you're right about that one, Luna. He is Tuya Todoroki who become Dabi. Freddy, how did you know about that, Luna? Luna then looked at behind her back and saw Freddy standing. I read a manga about him in My Hero Academia manga chapter 249. Jason, so that's why you know all about him? Luna, yeah, but big bro, what are you going to do with him now? Looking Dean at Dean, who still holds Tuya's burned corpse on his left hand. Dean, I will do this. Creates a wisdom cube on his right hand. Luna, Freddy and Jason, surprised to see that Dean can create wisdom cubes. Luna, surprised at Dean's ability to create a wisdom cube. How did you do that, big bro? Dean, I did the task that was given by the Demon King for me to become a Demon Emperor. Jason, and that is what? Dean, killing the Angel of Creation, which happens to be my best friend at that time. Luna, so that's why you said that you're on a vacation? Dean, yes, and after I killed him, he gave me his ability to create many things, including the wisdom cube itself. Freddy, so now I know who you really are now. Jason and Luna looked at Freddy. You know who he, big bro, is? Freddy, yeah, Dean M. Rabbit, the Demon Emperor of Destruction and Creation. Jason and Luna, surprised on what they just heard from Freddy. Dean smirks. You finally know your place, huh? Freddy, I just don't want to deal with someone who have the higher position than me. Tuya starts to wakes up. Where am I? Dean, don't worry, you're safe in here, Tuya. Tuya looked at Dean. How do you know my name, mister? Dean, I came to rescue you from the man named All for One. Luna heard the name from Dean. Big bro, don't tell me you meet him already. Dean, yes, little sis, I already meet him when I went to rescue Tuya in the forest. Luna, did he do something to you, big bro? Dean, nah, he can't do something to me since I'm powerful enough to kill him there in the forest. Luna, what will Tuya do now? He can't go back to his old world. Dean, that's why I have a plan, since I told her that she will meet all certain people to finish the mission. Luna, all certain people? Who are they? Dean, Izuku Midoriya, Eri Midoriya, Tuya Todoroki? And? That's all of them. Jason, who's the other two people? We didn't get it. Dean, why would I spoiled all the surprises? Remember, this is just a story, not the original. Luna, like an iSky story in Wattpad. Freddy, you've been reading about that app the whole day in your room, Luna. Luna, what can I say? I just enjoyed reading them and watching animes. Dean looked back at Tuya. I have a proposal for you, Tuya. Tuya, what is it, mister? Dean, call me Dean, and no need to be afraid, cause I won't kill you. Instead, I'll give you second chance to make your dream come true. Tuya, but my goal is to surpass Almight and make my father proud. Luna and Dean, so he doesn't know the truth about Endeavor abandoning him for Shoto. Dean, that's why I'm here giving you the second chance, and this time proved him that you can surpass both your father and All Might with your own quirk since it already awakened. Luna, but his body can hold his quirk, big bro. Dean, that's why I erased its drawback for it not to burn his rigging, but his scars will be remained in his body forever. Luna, why you gave him a ship and wisdom cube? Dean, yeah. He's an aircraft carrier, and since he wants freedom, I put him on Eagle Union's aircraft carrier. Luna, but only and interrupted by Dean. Dean, Tuya will be the future aircraft carrier for the Eagle Union. Freddy, and what about the freedom you told us just now? Dean, since Tuya was suffering from abuse of his father and his quirk, I think it's right to place Tuya in Eagle Union since they all are fighting for freedom. Jason, well, I think it's really good for Tuya to be with the Eagle Union. Dean looked back at Tuya and Tuya? Tuya, yes, Dean? What is it? Dean, can you help some people with the mission? Tuya, what kind of mission is this? Dean, destroying the sirens is your mission along with Azur and other people there. Tuya, Azur? What's that? Some kind of a game? Dean, it's an anime and a game, Tuya. Luna, just go straight to the point, big bro. Dean, I want you to finish the mission along with the certain people. Tuya, what's our reward for the mission after we finished it then? Dean, peaceful life since no one can bother your life anymore, not even your father. Tuya, I can finally get a peaceful life after this mission? Dean, yeah, you can even get a girlfriend after the mission. After all, the Azur is a world full of ship girls, and all the humanity almost have been wiped out except the High Admiral, admirals, and the future commanders. Tuya, wait, that world is full of ship girls? Dean, yeah, and you don't have to be scared since you have allies in that world as well, and it's going to be fun. Luna, how did you know about that part, big bro? Dean, that's a secret for now, little sis, so what do you say? Are you up for it? Tuya, deal, I'll take the mission and enjoy my second life as a ship boy. Dean, hey, that's what I'm talking about, snaps his fingers, teleporting Tuya to the Azur. I hope you succeed in this mission now, Tuya Todoroki. Flashback ends. Tuya, now I remember why I was sent here in Azur, but I'll just send some scouting plane if there are enemies here just in chase, but how can I do that? Start to think about it, and one of his scout planes start to take off, huh? So I can just think about it, and it will move on its own? Oh well, maybe I should try my quirk if I still have a drawback. Start to activate his quirk on both of his hands. Tuya, standing on middle of the flight deck of his carrier more. Start burning his hand with his blue flames. The ocean is starting to get boiled because of how hot the fire Tuya is releasing. Tuya, now! Shoot the flames in front of him. No one's there except Tuya or Dabi. Tuya, stop activating his quirk and looked at both of his hands. My drawback was erased now, and it's all thanks to Dean, but I still have my scars. I promise I will know, we will succeed in these mission. Chapter 22, Eri vs. Takao, The Truth, Reviving IJ and Amagi, and the Main Plan. Luna's POV. Eri are now starting with her plan on reviving IJ and Amagi while she's being chased by the Sakura Empire, and Izuku was on the Iron Blood resting since him and Yuki took the major damage from the leader of Sirens. After he woke up and talked with Mainz about something, then they went to Bismarck's office only to see her with Tirpitz, Z1, Agir, Deutschland, August von Parsval and FDG, the mothership of the Iron Blood. Deutschland then told Izuku that he can't win against the sirens all of his own, but he answered her question with his serious look and determination, while Rune asked Izuku for the challenge. Eri, still running around the Sakura Empire without them noticing her. Takao and Ayanami arrived at the port, and then saw everyone there waiting for them. Shinano, so what's the report now? Ayanami, the maids had escaped successfully, but Eri remained. Takao, apparently she said that she had a job to do and throw a smokescreen in front of us. Atego, then that means. Shikaku, she's here in our camp. Zuikaku, but the question is, what is her plan here? Shinano, did you all know who's the dead ship girl here? Furitaka, well, from what I know, Aigen Amagi is the only dead ship girl here in our CA. Then realized something. Keiko, what's wrong, Furitaka? Shinano looked at Furitaka with the other Sakura ship girls. Furitaka, now I know her plan all along. Zuikaku then realized, what's Furitaka thinking? Why didn't I think on that? Shikaku, what is it, Zuikaku? Zuikaku, Eri is trying to revive Amagi. Shinano, that's an interesting idea, but can she really succeed in that? Since all of us are made out of wisdom cubes. Ayanami, does she have the same power like the ship boy? Shinano, we don't know about that, Ayanami, but for now keep searching for her. Takao, Shikaku, Zuikaku, Atego, Ayanami and the other ship girls. Hi Lady Shinano, start searching for Eri. Shinano went back to her room. Can she really revive Amagi? I guess I have to figure it out. With Eri. Eri stops running, then looked back and saw no one's following her. Now I need to search on where Miss Amagi's grave. Keeps on running to search for IJ and Amagi's grave. Takao then saw Eri in front of her. Eri saw Takao in front of her without any ship girls. Takao then slowly takes out her katana while walking towards Eri. Eri, this is my problem, so I have to see this through. Takes out her katana, then goes into her battle stance. Takao starts running in towards Eri. Eri starts running in towards Takao as well. Takao start fighting Eri with her katana. Eri keeps blocking and countering her all of strikes. With Shinano. Shinano appeared at the tree while watching Takao and Eri battle each other. Eri and Takao fighting each other using their katanas. You're not stopping them, are you, Lady Shinano? Appeared beside Shinano. Shinano, of course, why would I stop them? Since they are fighting each other right now, so I won't interfere, just like we did a minute ago, Kawakazi. Kawakazi, well, if you say so. Lady Shinano returned her katana back to her scabbard. Title, Unsullied White Fox. Shinano, let's continue watching their battle, okay? Kawakazi nodded her head and watched Eri and Takao's fight with Shinano. With Eri versus Takao. Takao continues on what she's doing without giving her a chance to strike. Eri starting to countering all the strikes while dodging from Takao. Takao comes closer to Eri while striking her katana at her. Eri keeps blocking them all. Takao, tell me, what are you doing here in our camp? Eri, I'm here to try to revive the dead ship girl named IJ and Amagi. Takao, but why? Tell me. Keeps on striking Eri. Eri keeps on countering them all while she's dodging some of the attack. I want to stop you from building this Project Orochi. Takao, the Project Orochi is our only way to survive in this war. Eri, you don't know? The sirens are just using you all in order to complete the Project Orochi. Takao, I don't care and definitely defeat you this time. Eri starts attacking her again. Eri still keeping on dodging and countering them all the strike. Shinano, okay, this is enough, then jump down from the branch of a tree with Kawakazi. Takao jumps back away from Eri. Lady Shinano, what are you doing here? Shinano, stop fighting now. Takao, everything she said is true. Eri remains in her position and takes on her battle stance. Kawakazi looked at Eri. Don't worry, we're not here to fight you. Eri breathing heavily after the running and fighting. Kawakazi, you need to take a rest for now. Eri, I'm not resting until I finish my plan. Shinano, so you're planning on reviving IJ and Amagi, right? What's the reason you're reviving her? Eri, to stop this stupid war. The sirens are just playing us like a toys until their weapon is built, then destroy both camps. Takao, so you're telling me that my seniors are working with the sirens? Eri, yes, Akagi and Kaga are now working with the sirens in order to revive Amagi using the Project Orochi. Shinano, follow me to my house since I have Amagi's wisdom cube. Takao, then start following Shinano with Eri and Kawakazi so you keep IJ and Amagi's wisdom cube with you, Lady Shinano? Shinano, yes, I keep it a secret just in case that we need to revive her again. Once they arrive at her house in the forest, she then gave Amagi's wisdom cube to Eri. Eri, I hope this works, activates her quirk and her horn starts to grow. Shinano then saw a yellow light coming from Eri. What is she? Kawakazi, she's still a ship girl like us, right? Takao, hi, she's still a ship girl, but I'm kinda curious about her power though. Shinano then looked at the lake and saw a ship. I guess her plan is really working. Kawakazi and Takao, surprised on what Eri did, no way she really revived Amagi. Suddenly starts to open both of her eyes. Eri then deactivate her quirk. It finally worked, about to fall on the ground unconscious. Caught Eri on time, thank you for reviving me, little one. Shinano saw Amagi carrying an unconscious Eri. Welcome back, Amagi. Amagi, hello Lady Shinano bow her head. So what's the problem? Takao, Akagi and Kaga are teaming up with the sirens to complete the Project Orochi. Amagi, wait, Akagi and Kaga are working with the sirens now? Takao, hi, it was thanks to her information, pointed at Eri. Kawakazi, how did she revive Amagi? We are made of wisdom cube, right? Takao, hi, we're all created using the wisdom cube. Kawakazi. Kawakazi, then how did she do it? Shinano, if I have to guess, then it is from her powers. Kawakazi and Takao, her powers? Then next question is, what is her power? Amagi, we can just ask her when she wakes up, looking at unconscious Eri. When Eri wakes up. Eri wakes up, where am I? Start to stand up. Amagi, just sit and don't move, you need to rest today, serving Eri with food. Eri, but my allies are in danger now. Amagi, don't worry, all of the ship girls of Sakura Empire are here, doesn't know that they are on a mission to take back the black mental cube. Eri, be interrupted by the sound of the door. Akagi and Kaga, now shocked and surprised to see Amagi was now alive. Big sister Amagi goes to hug Amagi. Amagi then hugged them back as well. Eri, this is a happy reunion, but I need to, else suddenly got pulled by Amagi. Amagi, I said you will rest here for today. Eri, but I don't want them to be worried on me, especially Dad. Akagi and Kaga, wait, Dad? You have a father? Eri, yes, and by the way, I'm Eri Midoriya, the adopted daughter of Izuku or Iowa, the lead ship of Iowa-class battleship. Amagi, what's the name of your ship then? Eri, well, my ship name is JS Karama, second ship of the Shirane-class destroyer. Akagi, wait, you're a destroyer? Kaga, but how are you so good with the katana then? Eri, Miss Wales, Miss Warspite, Miss George and Miss Drake helped me train and master by using it. Amagi, Kaga and Akagi, why are you two working together with the sirens? Akagi, in order to revive you, big sister Amagi. Kaga nodded on Akagi's answer. Amagi, can we destroy the Project Orochi? Kaga, that would be impossible, big sister Amagi. Eri, I have a plan and I hope you two stick with it, okay, Miss Akagi and Miss Kaga? Akagi, what's your plan? Eri, just continue on what you're doing now, but don't let anyone notice you or Kaga. Amagi, so your plan is to? Eri, my plan is to lure the Project Orochi out of the Sakura Empire. Akagi, how can we do that? Eri, that's why you two are the main roles of this plan. Akagi and Kaga, us? The two of us are the main roles in this plan? Eri, yup, since Observer still think that Akagi trusted her. Kaga, are we going to telling this to the whole Sakura Empire? Eri, don't tell it because we make a trap for the Project Orochi. Amagi, no one should know this plan except the four of us, got it? Akagi, Kaga and Eri. Hi Amagi-san, Miss Amagi. Eri, I'm going to succeed in this plan and we will win this war. Chapter 23, Iowa vs. Rune and Full Power Reveal. Luna's POV. After Eri revive Ij and Amagi, Takao tells her everything including the Project Orochi while Kawakazi is still thinking what is Eri's powers since she doesn't know how did it work on the wisdom cube of Ij and Amagi. When Eri wakes up, she saw Amagi serving her food since she was unconscious then Akagi, and Kaga slides the door, and saw their big sister Amagi is alive. Eri told Amagi, Kaga and Akagi her main plan on why is she on the Sakura Empire since her first part of her plan is successful. In Iron Blood. Admiral Hipper, apparently the higher-ups has already chosen a candidate for all the 4 major camp. Tirpitz, did the Azalane know about this one? Admiral Graf Spee, we already told one of their scouts about this and they're on a meeting discussing about this as well. FDG, who's the candidates on the base? Admiral Graf Spee, I don't know, I just heard it from the news. Mainz, I guess we just have to figure it out by ourselves then. Admiral Hipper, can I ask what happened here? Mainz, well, Rune challenge Iowa in battle. Admiral Graf Spee, Iowa? Who's that? Deutschland, the ship boy Prince Eugen was talking about. Mainz, wait, you mean Izuku? The brother ship of Yuki? AVP, wait, that's her brother ship? Mainz, ja, that's her brother ship. FDG, so what are we waiting here for? Let's go see if he is powerful from what Eugen told us. Bismarck, ja, let's go. Everyone leaves the office and went to the arena with the others. With Izuku and Z1. Izuku, I'm sorry for causing a problem in your commander's office. Z1, don't be, all of us are shocked on what Rune say her deal if she was defeated in battle. Izuku, is she always like that? Z1, she's not always like that but only with the sirens. I wonder how is she interested in battling you. Izuku, I'm still figuring it out as well, but if I have a guess, maybe because one of your ship girls told you all about me battling AFO. Z1 AFO? Who's that? Is that a ship girl or ship boy? Izuku, he's not both. Z1, then what is he? Izuku, remember what FDG told you that I'm the only ship boy. Z1, ja, what about it? Izuku, well, I'm also from another world where superpowers are real. Z1, are you a siren? Izuku, I'm not a siren but I have a mission to eliminate them. Z1, who gave you mission then? Izuku, Kami-sama gave me this mission. With Kami-sama. Kami, I didn't know that this job is hard, then turned off the voice changer. Luna, opens the door. How long are you going to stay there, big bro? Dean, looked at his back and saw Luna. I'm already finished with the job. Luna, just come downstairs so that you can stop them in killing each other again. Dean, let me guess, Freddy and Jason are still killing each other again? Luna, yeah, it seems they won't stop killing each other's throats. Dean, how can they kill each other? Jason is immortal while Freddy is the nightmare. Luna, do you know what movie they have when they face each other? Dean, it's Freddy vs. Jason, am I right, sis? Luna, yeah, that's the movie when they face each other. Dean, sigh, then I'm just going downstairs now. Sis went to Luna and kissed her cheek, then went downstairs. Luna, how did he give Izuku, Eri and Yuki a wisdom cube? Well, I'd better go downstairs now and ask this question to Big Bro, closed Dean's room and went downstairs. Back to the story. Z1, stops walking, we're here now. Izuku, stops and looked around, so it's a water arena then? Z1, ja, it's a water arena, but since we are ship girls and you are ship boy, this won't be a problem with us. Izuku, takes off his mask and takes a breath. Z1, I'm going to watch your battle, so better show us your true power, cause Rune won't hold back since she like to fight strong ship girls. Izuku, but I'm a ship boy thou. Z1, that's why she's interested in you, because you are the only ship boy here in Outworld. Izuku, just nodded his head. Z1, we'll see you in the arena, then went to the arena. We will see if you really are powerful enough to face off the sirens alone. Izuku, should I hold back? Nah, I'll increase my percentage every time the match goes on. put back his mask now, then time to show them why I'm the strongest hero in my world. Use float to go up in the arena. Rune, looking at the arena and saw Z1. Hey Z1. Z1, him saw Rune. Hey Rune. Rune, what are you doing here? Z1, we're here to watch your battle. Rune, we? Is everyone going to watch the battle? Z1, ja, so good luck. Rune goes to the arena. Rune, this is getting exciting. I can't wait to have some fun in this battle. Licks her lips and goes in the arena. With Iron Blood. Bismarck arrived at the water arena with the others. Lord Bismarck, what are you doing here? Bismarck, I want to watch the battle between Rune and Iowa. Yuki, searching for a vacant seat. Mainz, saw Yuki. Hey Yuki. Over here. I have a free seat for you. Yuki, saw Mainz with free seat and goes to seat next to her. Well, thank you, Mainz. Mainz, don't worry about it. So have you heard the news? Yuki, what news, Mainz? Mainz, Rune challenges Iowa in a battle. Yuki, wait, did you just said Iowa? Mainz, yeah, the lead ship of your class. Why? Yuki, then shakes her head. It's nothing. Mainz, I guess she doesn't know that Iowa is a shipboy then. FDG and AVG saw Rune walking in the arena. Tirpitz, looks like the battle will start now. Z1, the question is, where is Iowa? Now that you say it, where is Iowa? Looking around the arena along with the ship girls. Mainz and Yuki looked up and saw Izuku floating in the air. We found him now. Iron Blood ship girls looked up and saw Izuku floating in the air. Yuki then looked down and recognized the ship. No way, he's my brother's ship? Mainz looked at Yuki. Looks like she finally knows that Izuku is her brother's ship. With Rune and Izuku. Rune walks in the arena now. Looked in front of her and saw nothing but only the ship. Where is he? Izuku used float to walk above the arena. Rune looked up and saw Izuku in the air floating. Izuku looking down at Rune. Rune, so are you going to stay in there or not? Izuku, we can start the battle if you want. Rune, suit yourself, then aimed her cannons at Izuku. Izuku dived down in the arena. Rune, start firing her cannons. Izuku, start dodging them all with ease. Rune, you won't get away. Start shooting her cannons at Izuku. Izuku keeps on dodging them all. Rune, start running on towards Izuku with her riggings. Izuku, start to increase his speed toward Rune. Sasuke is Rune and Naruto is Izuku. Izuku, then start to deliver some punches at Rune. Rune blocked every punches he makes. Izuku then kicks Rune in the stomach. Rune knocks back a bit. Come on, show me what you got now, then rush towards Izuku again. Izuku, danger senses activated, something's not right here. Rune, start firing her cannons at Izuku rapidly without giving him any chances to dodges. Izuku barely dodged the cannonballs. I'm going to increase the OFA to 50% now. Increase OFA at 50%. Rune, that's more like it. Keeps on firing her cannons at Izuku. Izuku then aimed his fingers now. Delaware Smash, Air Force Machine Gun. Start flicking his fingers. Rune keeps on rushing towards Izuku while firing her cannons. Izuku keeps on firing his Air Force while dodging from the cannonballs. Rune appeared in front of him and kicks Izuku in the head. Izuku got knocked back by Rune. Rune used all-out assault at Izuku. Izuku takes the hit from Rune's all-out assault. Rune, is that all you got? Here, I thought you are strong. Izuku goes down on his knee. I am not done yet. Ship starting to glow. Iowa battleship engage. Ship turned into million of cubes and went to Izuku's back. One for all. Full cowling 100%. Rune, surprised to see Izuku's full power. Let's do this. Start to fire her cannons at Izuku. Izuku, OFA 100%, disappeared in his position before the cannonballs hit him. Rune, what the? Surprised on his speed. Izuku, OFA 100%, appeared in front of Rune's smash. Kicks Rune in the air. Rune blocked the kick but sent flying in the air. I can't see him move so quick. Izuku, OFA 100%, flying in the air while circling around. With others. C23, no way he's fighting Rune with ease. Prince Eugen, looks like I'm right on not fighting him back there. Tirpitz, so Schwester was right, he is dangerous to us if we fight him. Deutschland. Admiral Graf Spee, what's wrong sis? Looked at Deutschland. Deutschland, now I will never underestimate him. Admiral Hipper, for real, the only ones who can keep up with him is the Sirens or his enemies. AVP, Agir and FDG. He really is powerful enough to face the Sirens alone. Leaning on the wall while looking at the battle between Rune and Iowa, so that's the ship boy Eugen was talking about. Yeah, he's very interesting. Z1 looked at the back and saw the two ship girls leaning in the wall. How long are you going to stand up? As long as my feet can stand, I can stay here like this. Z1. Z1, just come here and sit with us. I save you two vacant seats beside me. I'll pass, thanks. Looked at? You sure about that, Adalbert? Prince Adalbert, yeah, I'm sure about it since I'm going to leave after the match because I have a mission to do. Title, a human shredder. Z1, who's making the mission? We don't have any commanders yet. Prince Adalbert, I'm taking missions from the higher-ups, Z1. Okay, then goes to seat on left side of Z1. Prince Adalbert, then keeps on watching the battle. Z1, is it true? Asked. All about it. Then looked at Z1. Z1, is it true that she is taking the missions from the higher-ups? Yeah, it's true, and I'm her partner in any missions. Z1, do you know what will be the commander here in Iron Blood? Ulrich? Ulrich von Hutten, yeah, but you have to see it by yourself. Z1. Title, symbol of Iron Blood's hopes and regrets. Prince Adalbert takes the seat in Z1's right seat. From what I heard, the commanders they picked are now ready to command the naval bases. Z1, is it including the 5 camps aside from us? Prince Adalbert, well, they don't really care about the 5 other camps, only the 4 major camps. Z1, damn higher-ups. They don't really care about them. UVH, well, we should just continue on watching the battle now. UVH is Ulrich von Hutten, so I just make it short, just like Queen Elizabeth. Prince Eugen stands up and left the seat. Admiral Hipper noticed her and follows her outside. Back in the fight. Izuku, OFA 100%, still circling around Rune in the air. Rune, don't you dare underestimate me. Start firing her cannons at Izuku. Izuku, OFA 100%, dodges the cannonballs. How can I do that? If I can just win this fight without underestimating my enemies. Rune starts laughing maniacally. Izuku, OFA 100%, then danger sense is triggered. What the hell is this feeling? I need to finish this fight now, starts to rush at Rune. Rune aimed all her cannons at Izuku in point-blank range. Izuku, OFA 100%, delivers a 100,000 fists in the air at Rune. Rune then smirks. Boom! All-out assault. Izuku, OFA 100%, eyes widens. Rune fires all of her cannons at Izuku point-blank range using all-out assault. Izuku, OFA 100%, appeared in front of Rune with so many scratches and damages from her attacks. Rune W what? Surprised that Izuku survived the attack. Izuku, OFA 100%, then ready his right fist to deliver a punch on Rune. Rune, looking at Izuku's white eyes. Overhaul is Rune here. Izuku, OFA 100%, smashed Rune's face, sending her down. Rune, sent down to the water by Izuku in full force. Izuku, OFA 100%, then landed on the water. Rune splashed down on the water while her riggings turned back into ship. Izuku, OFA 100%, I won't lose to anyone else again. OFA was still activated. Rune body start to float in the water unconscious. Izuku deactivate his quirk and goes to Rune. With the others. Prince Adalbert stand up from her seat in shock on what she just saw in battle. Z1 looked at Prince Adalbert. What's wrong? Prince Adalbert, the higher-ups better not made an enemy of him, including all the commanders they picked, or else they will feel his wrath. UVH. Sighs, I really wish they won't make any mistakes now. Stand up from her seat. C1. Yeah, I think I learned my lesson now. Tirpitz, Admiral Graf Spee, FDG, AVP and Deutschland, this will be interesting battle between us and the Sirens. Bismarck, looking down at Izuku while he's helping KMS Rune in her ship, I really didn't think that he's powerful enough to face off against the Sirens. Mainz, looking down at Izuku, we finally got the powerhouse on our side. All we have to do is to be as Elaine allies to take down all the Sirens together again. Yuki, surprised on how much powerful Izuku was when fighting Rune at full power, he's on whole other level of strength and speed when it comes to the battle just like this one. Chapter 24. The main plan begins and telling her past. Luna's POV. After Mainz told Admiral Graf Spee and Admiral Hipper about the challenge from Rune, they were surprised that Izuku just accepted it. Then everyone goes to Water Arena to watch the battle between her and Izuku, but to their surprise, Izuku are just matching Rune's powers in their battle. All of the Iron Blood ship girls was now shocked and surprised on what is going on in the match, and when Runes start trash-talking Izuku in the battle, everything changes, and that included the match itself. Why? Izuku showed them all on how powerful and deadly he is when using one for all at 100%. Mainz, looking down at Izuku, we finally got the powerhouse on our side. All we have to do is to be as Elaine allies to take down all the Sirens together again. Yuki, surprised on how much powerful Izuku was when he was fighting Rune, he's on another level of strength and speed when it comes to the battle just like this one. Izuku, carrying Rune on his ship medic room. Bismarck then looked at Tirpitz. So what do you think about this fight, Schwester? Tirpitz, I didn't knew that he was powerful. AVP, so everything Prince Eugen has told us about is real. FDG, he's an interesting fellow. Agir, what do you guys think if the higher-ups know about the fight? What should we do? Yuki, no matter what happened, I'll protect my brother's ship from the higher-ups. Then went into Bismarck's seat with Mainz. Deutschland, the one needs protection is not him. Mainz, who needs a protection then? Looking at Deutschland with the others. Deutschland, we're the ones that needed protection from him. C1, what do you mean by that? Confused on what Deutschland said. Tirpitz, well, I think I know what she means by that. Bismarck, we can be scrapped by the higher-ups, but to him it's only his ship will be scrapped since he is still a human with the power of Wisdom Cube. Yuki, everything you said just now is real, Lord Bismarck. Bismarck, let's get back to our work now, everyone. Orders them to leave the arena. Iron Blood ship girls, J.A. went on what they are doing except for Tirpitz and the others. Mainz, so Yuki, what will you do now? AVP and FDG, still looking at USS Iowa battleship in Water Arena. Yuki, well, I'm going back to my main camp, but before that, look at the arena. I want to meet him first. Tirpitz, interested in him, Yuki? Looking at Yuki. Yuki, you can just say it like that, Tirpitz. With Sakura Empire. Eri, do you remember the plan, Miss Kaga and Miss Akiji? Kaga and Akiji, we remember all the plan. Amiji, this plan better work, Eri, or else I will tell this plan to your adopted father. Eri, I promise, this plan will work, just don't tell Dad about this idea of mine, cause I hate seeing him do all the hard work. Takao, just walking around the Empire with Zuikaku and her sister, Shikaku. Eri, notice something in her inbox, huh? We're getting a commander in the future? Amiji looked at Eri. Hey, what's wrong, Eri? Is there something the matter now? Walks towards Eri. Eri, we're getting a commander in the future, Miss Amiji. Akiji, how many commanders are now picked? Eri, there are 8 commanders that ready to command in each factions, Miss Akiji, but the Eagle Union and Royal Navy will receive 1 commander, but we can report it to the higher UPS if it's hostile enough towards us in Azalane. Kaga, who will be the commander here in the Sakura Empire? Eri, I don't know who, but it was just a message from my phone. Zuikaku, hope our commander is a good person, went to where Eri is hiding with Takao and Shikaku. Takao, We can just observe him if she's not doing anything hostile to us. Shukaku, how did you know about that report, Eri? And how did you know it's a she, Takao? Eri, it's because the report said that there will be 7 girls and 1 boy commanding each factions. Shinano, arrived with Kawakazi at her side, huh? I thought they only pick 4 commanders in all 4 major camps. Eri, that's what I'm thinking just now, Lady Shinano. Kawakazi, well, if they only need 4 commanders in all the 4 major camps, what will happen to the other camps? Eri, we will just have to figure it out in the future then, but for the meantime, do you still remember the plan, Miss Kaga and Miss Akagi? Akagi and Kaga, hi, we still remember it all, Eri, so no need to worry. Takao, what plan are you talking about? Confused like the others except Amagi, Kaga and Akagi. Eri, well, we are trying to lure out the Project Orochi in the open sea. Zuikaku, how can you do that? To lure out the Project Orochi in the open sea? Eri, that's why Miss Kaga and Miss Akagi are the main role in these plan. Kawakazi and Shukaku realized what Eri's plan. Wait, you want them to work with the sirens? Eri, hi. That's my main plan, since Observera still thinks that Miss Akagi and Miss Kaga trusted her. Shinano, I hope your plan works, Eri. Eri, it will work, Lady Shinano. Trust me in this. We will win this war against the sirens. Looked so serious on her voice. Zuikaku, we trust you on this one, Eri, and we won't tell this to Lady Nagato. Eri, well, looked at Akagi and Kaga, don't worry about your punishments. I will take that because this is my plan after all. Shukaku, are you sure about it, Eri? There's no turning back on this. Once Lady Nagato decides, it will be done immediately. Eri, well, it can't be that worse than my past before Dad take me in as his adopted daughter. Ayanami heard them and went in Eri's hiding spot, then saw her with Zuikaku and the others there. Can I ask you something about the past, Eri? Eri, Looked at her side and saw Ayanami. Hey, Miss Ayanami. Ayanami, just call me Ayanami, Eri. Eri, sure thing, Ms. Ayanami, but are you sure about this, hearing my past? Zuikaku, Shukaku, Takao, Akagi, Kaga, Amagi, Kawakazi, Shinano and Ayanami, yeah, we want to hear your backstory, Eri. Eri, sorry, but I can't tell you all about my backstory since I don't want to remember that. Amagi, why are you so afraid of telling us about your past? Eri, sighs, it's because my mother disowned me after I accidentally made my father disappear with my quirk. Shinano, your quirk? Can I ask what's your quirk? Eri, hi, my quirk called Rewind. I can rewind the body of a person back to the time where they don't have any injuries, but that's why I was afraid to use it at first. Ayanami, why? Why are you afraid of using it then? Eri, look down, it's because I called it my curse, not a quirk, and on that day, because the main source of the quirk erasing bullets. Zuikaku, did someone save you that day? Eri, no one came to save me since he keeps calling me a cursed child. That is why I'm afraid if anyone knows something about me, asking for help starts tearing. Amagi hugs Eri immediately and trying to calm her down. It's okay, he won't hurt you again, calming Eri down. Eri, no one came to save me at first. Kaga, who's this guy you're talking about, Eri? Eri, his name is Kai Chisaki, also known as Overhaul. His quirk can reassemble and disassemble living and non-living things, that's why he always wears a gloves. Kawakazi, but how can he know about you asking for help? Eri, he's acting as my guardian, and if I don't follow his command or continue my tantrums, he will kill the person in front of me with his quirk. Takao and the others, shocked on what they just heard from Eri. Amagi, did you try anything else? Eri, I'm just do what I always do until I meet Dad. Kaga, you mean the ship boy from Azur? Eri, hi, my dad's name is Izuku Midoriya and his hero name is Deku. Akagi and Kaga, so his name is Izuku Midoriya? Interesting. Amagi, so his name is Izuku Midoriya and he's a hero? Eri, hi, my dad is a hero and I'm glad I met him with Mr. Mirio. Ayanami, you're glad you met him? What do you mean by that? Eri, him and Mr. Mirio are the only ones who are willing to save me from that horrible man during in their hero patrol, but then when Overhaul showed himself in front of them, he told them that I was his daughter, and we need to go back home. Akagi, What did they do then? Eri, Mr. Mirio was surprised to see their target, but my dad isn't letting me go, and asked him what happened to me. Why am I full of bandages? Kaga, what did he answer? Eri, he said I was a naughty girl and tripped so many times, that's why I have so much bandages, but Dad didn't even believe all his lies. He even promised me that he will save me that day after I asked for his help by whispering in his ear. Amagi, did he save you then? Still hugging Eri in her arms. Eri, hi, he saved me and defeats Overhaul while I'm riding on his back helping him with his quirk. Kawakazi, quirk again, what is his quirk, Eri? Eri, my dad's quirk is called One for All, a stockpile quirk that can increase both of his strength and speed. He even have move quirks to use in combat. Ayanami, so your dad is super strong then? Eri, hi. To me, my dad is the best hero in my world, smiles at them. Kawakazi, Takao, Shinano, Kaga, Akagi, Zuikaku, Shikaka and Amagi, oh my god. She's so cute and adorable. Ayanami, start blushing a bit, she's so cute when she smile. Eri, aside from that, if we win this war I think all the sirens will stop attacking us. Kawakazi, but when will you start this plan? Eri, let's begin with my plan. We need to make sure that the sirens are out of the Sakura Empire. Amagi, Kaga and Akagi, are you both ready for this? Looked at Kaga and Akagi with the others. Akagi and Kaga, hi. We're ready to do this, Amagi Nizan. Eri, well then let's start this plan now. Chapter 25, Azur and the Sakura Empire face off. Luna's POV. After Eri asking Akagi and Kaga if they remember the plan, and she looked at her phone to see a new notification. Amagi noticed it and about to ask, but Eri already know the notification that they're having a new commander in the future. Then Zuikaku, Shikaka and Takao appears behind Eri while saying their reasons to make sure the new commander isn't bad, and Eri said something in one of her own reason about her past that they all want to know, including the ship girls Eri trusted. Ayanami heard them and went to Eri, then asked her a question about her past. Eri is still scared on telling about her past, but eventually she told them her past. Amagi hugs Eri to calm her down until she continues on her past to the IJN ship girls. Enterprise. The truth is, many ship guns starting to fire at the Azur, while aircraft carriers send some of their planes at each other's. Cleveland and her sisters destroying all the aircrafts while Ayanami is exhausted but still on her feet. Then look at her front. 2 aircraft carriers from Sakura and Eagle Union face each other, but Enterprise's eyes were glowing yellow. War never changes, it's exactly the same no matter which era it happens upon. The Eagle was now flying in the sky while Enterprise looking at her Eagle above her ship. Enterprise, looking up at her Eagle in the sky. One battle ends and another begins, then looked at the horizon. The Azur ships are now moving in for the war. Q. Elizabeth, standing at her own ship. It's about time they showed up. This is the fleet I've been expecting. Prince of Wales, standing behind Q. Elizabeth and looked at her side him. It's not just our own, Your Majesty. It appears the fleet are combined with the Eagle Union's. Fantastic. Looking at the Eagle Union ships. Hood, holding a cup of tea. This is indeed an outstanding view and certainly quite promising. Looking at the other ships while sitting on a table in her ship. Sheffield and Edinburgh, standing at side of Hood's table in her ship. Warspite, suddenly looked down at her side. This fight I'm sure, then looked up in front of her while she's standing behind Q. Elizabeth will be decisive. At the Eagle Union's Hornet ship. Montpellier, as the Knight of the Sea you can count on us, we're second to none. Standing in the middle of them while looking at Cleveland. Denver, and there's no way we're gonna let our big sister down, was standing in left side of Montpellier while looking at Cleveland. Then looked at her sisters. Think maybe we can relax a little bit. Everyone's so tense, I swear we're all about to snap in two. Cleveland, yeah, she's right, so let's try to release some steam today. No one wants a breakdown. Cleveland class sisters, okay, got it, agreed on Cleveland. Hornet, just sitting inside of one of her aircraft's cockpit, then pulled down her cowboy hat. No, get rounded now. Looked at the sea. Time for a showdown. Aim her finger like a gun in the horizon. At the other side, the Sakura Empire's ships are now moving as well for the war. Akagi, standing on her ship while still thinking about Eri's plan. Kaga, standing on her ship with a very serious look on her face. Takao, looking at the other ships while thinking on Ares' plan in her ship. Atago walked on behind Takao. What's matter? You seem upset while looking in the other ships. Takao, still looking at the other ships while standing on her ship. Do you honestly feel prepared for this? Atago suddenly looked at her sister. Takao, we haven't completed the Orochi yet and now we're heading on a major battle. What is Akaji possibly thinking? Atago then looked in front of the sea. Maybe the fact that we can't get the black mental cube back is getting to her. It seemed understandable to me. Zuikaku, silently looking at Akaji while on her ship. Shikaku then walked towards her little sister while looking at Akaji. I have no idea what sort of schemes Akaji cooking up right there. Then suddenly looked at Zuikaku. But don't you worry Zuikaku, I'm right here. Your big sister will protect you. Smile at her little sister. Zuikaku heard her big sister's words and nodded for answer before continuing her look at Akaji and thinking about Ares' plan. With the Sakura Empire's destroyer ships. Yukake's, oh boy! I can't wait! Finally a real battle! Excited to fight the Azur ships. Yudachi, and they all will be witness my great and awesome power. Ayanami, still thinking on about the friendship request from Javelin and Laffy. Shigeru jumped down on the cannon and walked behind Ayanami. What's the matter? Put both of her hand behind. Ayanami then looked behind and saw Shigeru. Shigeru, you've seemed gloomy for a while now. Ayanami, really? I haven't noticed. I feel just fine. Shigeru, well, if you weren't fine, I know I could help you feel better. I'm blessed with good fortune. Closed one of her eyes. Yukake's, hey! You weren't the only one, you know. Shigeru, yeah, I haven't forgotten. Ayanami, still thinking about it, then looked at the horizon. With Enterprise's ship. Javelin, standing on one of the guns in Enterprise's ship, while looking at the side with Laffy. Laffy, just sitting near the gun on Enterprise's ship, while looking at the sea with Javelin. Javelin, it's too bad Ayanami is on their side. Laffy then looked at Javelin and jumped off from her sit to walk towards Javelin to hold her hand. Javelin, huh? Noticed it and looked at Laffy. Laffy just looked at Javelin while holding her hand. Javelin gets it and stand back from the gun. Thank you, friend, I'll be okay. I'm not just quite sure what to do about it yet, but at least I know what I want. Then hold Laffy's hand as well. Enterprise closed her eyes while taking some fresh air and still thinking on about something. Belfast, just standing behind Enterprise. Good day, Miss Enterprise. Enterprise then looked behind and saw Belfast looking at her. Belfast, you seem like a bit down. Enterprise, I'm not. I actually enjoying the view. Look of the wind looked at her side. There's an important battle lays ahead. I must be sharp. Belfast closed her eyes. Please refrain from allowing your temper to take charge of your actions. Enterprise looked at Belfast and looked down. I will do my best. Belfast, I'm not sure I trust your tone. Enterprise then nods her head. Belfast, stop worrying. I feel good about this. Trust me. Holds her cap and walks back. Belfast looked at Enterprise, who started walking back. And, just looking at Enterprise, who is walking back. Whoa, isn't that something? Such fierce determination. She really is Yorktown's little sister. Looked at? Yorktown is not the only one who has an awesome little sister. I'm everyone else here. Laugh at her own comment. Suddenly looked at? Did you just make a rivalry from nothing? Looking at? An Azur one battleship. I still can't hear. My radar is all messed up. It's been a while now. I hope it isn't bad omen. Massachusetts. Not good. I have a really bad feeling about this one. In a dark and silent sea. Observer A. It's finally ready for you, Akaji. I've set it up perfectly. It's in your hands now. Akaji, slowing, coming down at the water and start chanting, O heavenly wind, closed off the passageway that wind between the clouds. Keep those heavenly maidens and still, for they must remain on earth. Then she looked up and something starts to light below her. Waves suddenly starts to shakes all of the Azur ships along with the storm. Javelin, about to fall from the ship. Laffy then grabs her hand. Javelin looked up and saw Laffy grabs her hand before falling. Laffy, are you okay? Enterprise and Belfast, looking up in the sky. Enterprise noticed something in the sky and trying to cover her eyes. Hornet, trying to cover her eyes like the others. Javelin, close her eyes while covering with her hands. Laffy, looking at the sky along with Belfast. Until they were teleported in the different ocean. Enterprise, looking in front of her trying to figure out where are they teleported. Belfast, looked in front. Hornet and Cleveland-class sisters, trying to figure out where they are now just like Enterprise. Javelin and Laffy, did the same as Enterprise and Hornet. Cleveland-class sisters stands up. Cleveland, whoa, I don't know where we are. Montpelier, noticed something in front of them over their big sis pointing out in the portals in front of them. Siren ships, starts coming out from the purple portal. Cleveland, sirens. Enterprise and Belfast, saw it as well. Enterprise, suddenly noticed someone's floating in the air. Akagi, just floating in the air with her flaming rigging. Enterprise then recognized her Akagi. Akagi, if it isn't the legendary Azur, welcome to my ocean. I've been expecting you, puts her hand in her cheek. Sirens, start sending some jets. Q. Elizabeth, raised her staff, go forth, royal soldiers. Hood, Sheffield and Edinburgh, then start to move. Sirens, start shooting them and hit them, but the ship turned into blue cubes. Hood, jumps in the air with Sheffield and Edinburgh on her side. Elegance isn't just for show, it's who we are. Riggings start to appear behind her. Sheffield and Edinburgh, riggings appears behind them as well. Hood, start to shooting down the siren. Edinburgh and Sheffield, shoots as well. Siren ship, explodes from the hit. Hood, falls in the ocean and start to move along with Sheffield and Edinburgh. Royal maids, appeared on their side. Kent, I hope they really like my big surprise, start shooting the sirens with her gun rigging. Start shooting the sirens as well with? Siren ship, explodes from the hit and siren planes are now heading towards the other ship. Girls. About to start panicking but looked at her side. I got this, shoot some electric bullets on the missiles. Amazed, wow, Eldridge, that was so cool. Cleveland-class sisters, start shooting down the siren ship together. Siren ship, got destroyed by the Cleveland-class sisters. Cleveland, stop moving him, yes. Only one left. Girls. Looked at the side and saw an incoming attack. Cleveland-class sisters, dodges it before they got hit, then looked in front of them. I see, you've got some great move. At least this will be entertaining. Hyuga, what do you say we warp this up and go for a drink? I see. While her other hand is on her head. Cleveland, then got stand up. Sakura Empire battleship. Sakura Empire, appeared in the purple portal and stopped moving. Azur, stopped moving as well when they saw all of the Sakura Empire. Prince of Wales, start walking with her riggings and stop moving to join Azur lineup to face off the Sakura Empire. Kaga, still standing at her ship while looking at them. Sakura Empire, already in their lineup to face off the Azur. Chapter 26, The Ship Boy and Key from Another World. Luna's POV. The Azur and the Sakura Empire are now preparing for their battle, while Takao and the others that agreed in Eri's plan are still worried about the outcome, including Eri herself, but no one really knows in the Sakura Empire that IGN Amagi is now alive, and it was all thanks to Eri's quirk. Akagi teleported the Azur in her ocean with the spell that Observer Alpha have told her about until the Azur have arrived at the Mirror Sea after they were all being teleported by the lightning and destroyed all the sirens, only for Cleveland-class sisters to meet the two missiles that came from one of the Sakura Empire battleships. Then they all start to get into their position themselves. Sakura Empire appeared in the purple portal and stopped moving. Azur stopped moving as well when they saw all of the Sakura Empire. Prince of Wales, then start walking with her riggings and stop to join Azur lineup on facing off against the Sakura Empire. Kaga, still standing at her ship while looking at the Azur. Sakura Empire, already in their lineup to face off against the Azur. Laffy and Javelin, intensely looking at the Sakura Empire. Ayanami, silently looking at the Azur. Yudachi and Shigeru, chuckling while looking at the Aza lane. Yukike's cracking her fists while looking at the Aza lane. Enterprise, looking at the Sakura Empire with a very intense look. Akagi, don't move, allow me to savor this moment. Takao and Atego takes out their katana and aimed it towards the Aza lane. Javelin aimed her spear towards the Sakura Empire like how Takao and Atego did. Prince of Wales, fire! Signals them to make the first move. Massachusetts starts firing her cannons along with the other ships. The 4 destroyers start to charge in with their riggings on. Kaga takes the command, let's go. Sakura Empire must advance. Heaven's will is on our side. Takao and Atego then swings both of their katana to the right and charge forward. Takao noticed the upcoming attack going towards her and start to destroy it with her katana, then continue to charge in. 2 Grumman F4F Wildcat from Enterprise start to take off in the air. Suryu, and so it begins floating in the sky while fixing her glasses. Hiryu, dear big sister Suryu, where are we? I don't recognize this place, floats in the air and goes to Suryu. Did Akagi do this? If so, what's the plan? Suryu, to be quite honest, I have no idea. Enterprise, riding on one of Douglas' SPD dive bomber while flying on air to charge in towards the Sakura Empire. Kaga noticed Enterprise and start to smirk. It seems the guest of honor has arrived. Zuikaku and Shikaku stopped moving and saw her little sister, looked up, then saw Grey Ghost. Zuikaku, Grey Ghost, throws her paper planes towards Enterprise, destroying the 2 of her aircrafts. Enterprise noticed it and took the hit but goes to jump on another aircraft she had. Zuikaku, no, wait. Turned around. Kaga, stay back if you want to survive. Zuikaku, but why? I want to fight the Grey Ghost, Kaga. Kaga, this fight is meant to vindicate on my honor. There isn't role in it for a novice like you. CIWS start firing on a Douglas SPD dive bomber, but 3 of it successfully hit Kaga's carrier that turned into blue cubes, while the 12 cubes were now turned into her blue planes and start to chase Enterprise. Zuikaku, just watching all the 12 blue planes chasing after the Grey Ghost. Kaga, one of her blue planes starts to turn back to its original color, and she jumps onto her plane to take the lead. Zuikaku, surprised to see Kaga and Enterprise standing on their planes. Can carriers really do that? Enterprise, Douglas SPD dive bomber start to shoot down one of Kaga's blue planes. Kaga, standing on her plane, and it start firing on to Enterprise's Douglas SPD dive bombers, then destroyed 2 of them. Enterprise, look behind, tell me the truth, are you really in alliance with the Sirens? Kaga, did Akashi tell you? She needed to be severely disciplined. Enterprise, both you and Akagi are traitors, then start to aim her bow at Kaga. To your comrades and to all humankind. Start to release a shot at Kaga. Kaga, lean her head to dodge it all. You don't know my scepter, so don't you say another word about her. Planes start to dodge the shot from Enterprise plane. Kaga and Enterprise start dodging while firing at each other's planes. Akagi, watching from afar and ready her red paper planes. It would be rude of me to expect Kaga to do all the work for me all by herself. Noticed something was coming in towards her, then throws her paper planes to intercept it, and here I thought I'm done with annoyances. Belfast, holding 6 anti-aircraft missiles on her hands. Don't mind me, just might clean house. Akagi, purple portals appeared behind her with all the guns. Belfast, surprised on how many guns was on the purple portal. Akagi, housework? No thanks. All the guns start firing at Belfast. Enterprise heard the noise and looked at it, then saw Belfast trying dodge it all. Belfast dodges every ammo of the guns that came from the purple portal. Enterprise still on, looking down at Belfast without noticing Kaga in front of her. Kaga, your mind then already in front of Enterprise. Enterprise, surprised to see Kaga in front of her. Kaga, her plane starts firing on a plane where Enterprise standing, then destroys it along with her. Enterprise planes explodes while she's falling from the air down to the ocean. Kaga, smiling that she defeated Enterprise in air battle while looking down at her. Belfast, Enterprise, no! got worried about Enterprise and get back to her senses, then her cannons start to fire at the ocean to build a wall of water. Akagi. After the water wall fall down, and she never saw Belfast there. Enterprise. Already reached at the ocean and continued to sink down slowly, then remembers something in her memories. With Tuya. Tuya checks his radars well. I didn't sense any sirens here in my spot. So what about the other PL? Then one of his VQ-130 zappers scanned on something, huh? What the hell is this? Goes to the control room and hears some weird sound on where VQ-130 scanned, then went back to the flight deck. Time to check it. Nimitz ready? Engage. His ship transformed into millions of cubes and went to Tuya's back, giving him a double flight deck on his sides with defense weapons behind his back. Tuya, let's do this thing. EA-6B Prowler and VQ-130 zappers. Launched both of them, then jumped into his EA-6B Prowler and imagined the coordinates of that VQ-130 in his mind to start their both flights heading on that direction. I need to see what's this weird thing that my VQ-130 had scanned. Back to Enterprise. Yorktown, look at that, the ocean looks lovely today looking outside the window. Enterprise, from the moment we were born, the ocean is a place for war, sinking down to the ocean. I look at it, and the roar of artillery fills my ears. I can smell gunpowder as I feel the flames' heat, and the ice-cold sting of water. Then raised her hand. For me it's different, the ocean is. Black mental cubes start to react at Enterprise. Enterprise, then remember all the event that happened until appearing into another sea with flames, then look behind only to see someone is putting the siren's body next to others. Puts down the siren body and blue flame appears in her cloak until both her and Enterprise eyes met each other. Enterprise, her eyes begun to glow in yellow light, activating some of power from the black mental cube in the ocean. Akagi, now you can finally rest in peace, Grey Phantom. Your tireless will shall live on the black box and become part of a much greater force. Looking down at the ocean, while still floating in the air, but feels something wrong. Ocean start shine yellow light, and yellow pillar just appear on where Enterprise sink. Akagi, shocked to see a yellow pillar in front of her. Kaga, tried to protect her eyes from the yellow light. What the hell is going on? Javelin and Laffy, looking at the yellow light in front of them. Yamashiro, just looking at the yellow light as well. And, looking at the yellow light in front of them. Ayanami, just standing while looking at the yellow light. Belfast, worried while looking at the yellow light. Enterprise, what's happening? Observer A, seating on a pillar while looking at the yellow light. So you've awakened, it seems something never changed. You're now the key from this world as you were in the last. Some cracks started to appear on above the sky that was made by the yellow light. Welcome, Enterprise. Enterprise appeared in the yellow light with a shining yellow light in her eyes. Chapter 27, Blue Flames of Nimitz and Pirate Commander of Vishia Dominion. Dean's POV. Azur and the Sakura Empire have finally begun their battle after showing up from the Siren Portal. Prince of Wales lead the attack of Azur while Kaga lead the attack of Sakura Empire. Both sides are starting to take down one another until Kaga had finally taken down Enterprise by surprise in air battle, since she was distracted on what will happen to Belfast, while Tuya had sensed something different in his radar, and start to go on the place where his radar had scanned. Enterprise had remembered something and woke up in a different ocean with fire, while another version of herself was putting a dead siren beside its comrades before the blue flames appeared on her cape, and both of them looked at each other's eyes. Then yellow lights start to appear on Enterprise's eyes. Observer A, seating on a pillar while looking at the yellow light. So you've awakened, it seems something never changed. You're now the key from this world as you were in the last. Some cracks started to appear on above the sky that was made by the yellow light. Welcome, Enterprise. Enterprise appeared in the yellow light with a shining yellow light in her eyes. Kaga, shocked at it, and suddenly got hit by the arrow. But what did you do? Falls down to the ocean. Akagi, Kaga, goes after the falling Kaga. Enterprise puts her bow down and the yellow lights start to cover everyone in it. Kaga got covered by the yellow light as well. Akagi saw the yellow light and floats away from it. Zuikaku, Akagi, Kaga, still standing in front of the incoming yellow light. Shikaku, Zuikaku, hugged Zuikaku until they were covered by the yellow light. Q, Elizabeth, my goodness, what is that? still looking at the yellow light. Hornet, damn it, big sister. What did you do now? Looking at it as well. Yellow light starting to cover all the ships of Azur as well. Javelin, move out of the way, Laffy. Hugged Laffy until they were covered by the yellow light. Ayanami, everyone. Looked behind her before protecting her eyes from the yellow light. With Akagi and Enterprise. Akagi and Enterprise, looking at each other while floating in the air. Akagi, who are you? And what do you want? Enterprise, silently staring at Akagi with her yellow eyes. Akagi, I won't let you stand in my way. Flames at her rigging starts to ignite, transforming into a flame dragon. This is the manifestation of my love. Akagi, a feeling so strong it surpassed time and even overwhelmed the gods. For the Sakura Empire and for my dear sister. Then it started to attack Enterprise. Enterprise, slowly moving her bow in front of her and the flaming dragon. Akagi, her flaming dragon opens its mouth to attack Enterprise. Enterprise, start to pull the string, making a yellow arrow on her bow. Akagi, looking at Enterprise with the tears in her eyes. Enterprise, releases the yellow arrow while still looking at Akagi silently. Akagi, then opens her eyes and saw she was somewhere else surrounded by Red Spider Lily. Amagi, standing on Red Spider Lily field while covering her back with umbrella. Akagi, smiled at it and tried to reach her hand on Amagi, but in reality she got shot by the yellow arrow in her chest and started to fall on the ocean. Enterprise, yellow eyes turned back to normal and saw Akagi falling to the ocean, then tried to reach her hand on Akagi, but it's already falling down. Akagi falls onto the ocean. Enterprise, still scared on what she saw and start to remember something in her mind. Unicorn, so you are afraid. Enterprise, I understand now. Finally tears starts to fall in her eyes. It's true, I'm afraid of the ocean. Meanwhile with Akagi. Akagi, I've finally found you, dear sister. Amagi, reach her hand on Amagi, as shoulder. Amagi, turned around and show Akagi her faceless head. Akagi, shocked on what she just saw. Observer A, this isn't over. Akagi, not yet. With Tuya. Tuya, heading towards the signal in his radar until the mass-produced siren was shown in his radar. These ships are the sirens? Sirens, start firing at Tuya, and some of them have launched their plane. Tuya, come on then. Whistle, and more of his planes start to take off to fight the sirens. Sirens, started shooting down all of Tuya's planes. Tuya, start gathering the flames on both of his hands. Sirens, already destroyed some of Tuya's planes and start to shoot at the other along with Tuya. Tuya, jumps down on his plane and landed on the ocean. EA-6B Prowler and VAQ-130, Zappers, start maneuvering while VAQ-130 attacking all the siren planes in air to gain aerial superiority. Tuya, burn in hell. Release a blazing blue flames at the sirens. Ace's Tuya and marine ships are siren ships. Tuya, both of his hands were smoking after using his quirk to destroy the mass-produced sirens. My guess is right, sirens are here, but where are they? I'll just have to launch my two planes. Launched his FA-18EF Hornet and FA-18 Hornet in the air. FA-18EF Hornet. FA-18 Hornet. Tuya jumps on his FA-18 Hornet, follow the VAQ-130, Zappers, to its direction, then FA-18EF Hornet and FA-18 Hornet started to follow VAQ-130, Zappers, on its direction. VAQ-130 Zappers. EA-6B Prowler. Tuya, time to jam all of their radars. His planes flies in towards the direction where the VAQ-130 Zappers, heading in high speed. With Purifier. Purifier, what should I do? No, interrupted by the sound and looked in front of her only to see the sirens were destroyed. Tuya jumps on the VAQ-130 Zappers and continued to destroy the sirens with his flames. Purifier, oh boy. This is what I've been looking for. Started to attack Tuya with her rigging. Tuya saw it and dodged the attack, then saw the high-ranking siren. I didn't think I'll face a high-ranking siren here. Purifier, come on, the fun is just getting started. Summons another mass-produced sirens. Tuya, I really don't have a choice here now. Then saw Purifier summoned another mass-produced sirens to sink him. Sirens start shooting down Tuya and some launch their planes. Tuya, EA-6B Prowlers and FA-18EF Super Hornets launched. 2 of those planes start to take off in Tuya's riggings. FA-18EF Super Hornets. Purifier, this is going to be fun. Joined in to attack Tuya and his planes. Tuya sends some of his flames to the sirens in the air and destroyed some sirens while he's dodging all of Purifier's attacks. Purifier rushed in towards Tuya and ready her laser guns to fire at Tuya. Tuya Flash Fire Fist hits Purifier in her stomach with his fist covered in blue flames. Shoto will be Tuya and Leviathan is Purifier. Tuya, Jet Kindling, boosted his blue flame to the highest point that he's making the ocean keep on boiling. Purifier, Arg, took all of the blue flames damage from Tuya, destroying some of her rigging at her head and got sent down to the ocean unconscious. Tuya, heavily panting while his right fist were smoking after using the final move. Sirens, already destroyed by Tuya's planes and start sinking to the ocean as well. Tuya, Time to G falls down on the ocean unconscious because of fighting all the sirens and high-ranking siren alone, making him lose all of his stamina. With Tuya, the body was floating in the ocean with his rigging on his back. Saw Tuya's body floating on the ocean with his riggings. Hey, c'est un garçon de bateau? Translate, hey, is that a ship boy? Surprised to see a ship boy in her life. Surprised as well attendes, SCK les houts grades étant au courant de CA. Translate, wait, did the higher-ups knows about this? Looking at? Allez, Aidens le et amenons le dans notre camp. Translate, come on, let's help him and bring him to our camp. Thinking on what to do, Dakard Maze SCK Jean Bart Sarah au courant de CA. Translate, okay, but does Jean Bart will know about this? J'ai pour lui parler de lui commandant donc nous en avons tué le mener à notre camp et le laisser sy reposer. Translate, I can tell her about him, commander, so we just have to bring him to our camp and let him rest there. Kiana, heavily sighs Jet face confiance alors. Translate, I will trust you on that one then. Brings Tuya's unconscious body to the vacant room. Kiana Shimada, title, the pirate commander of Vicia Dominion. C'est la première fois que j'ai vois un mousselon SCK les supérieurs ont déjà commencé à créer de nouveaux vaisseaux? Translate, this is my first time to see a ship boy. Does the higher-ups have already begun creating new ships? Kiana, nous devrions retourner à notre camp maintenant et parler avec Jean Bart, Dunkirk. Translate, we should head back to our camp now and talk with Jean Bart, Dunkirk. Dunkirk, oui, commandant. Translate, yes, commander. Kiana and Dunkirk went back to their camp while bringing Tuya's unconscious body with them. Chapter 28, The Vicia Dominion. Luna's POV. After Enterprise takes down Akagi in a single shot, she started to think what Unicorn just asked on her until Enterprise agreed on what Unicorn said to her while Tuya was heading towards the strange signal on his radar, but he saw a lot of Siren's ships in front of him before heading to the signal, then he destroyed them all. Purifier saw all the sirens are down while Tuya was destroying some, then she rushed in towards Tuya and shot him with her own rigging. He jumps back from VQ 130 and lands on his other plane, then Purifier has summoned another mass-produced siren to sink Tuya to the ocean. Tuya launched only 4 of his planes and managed to sink all the mass-produced sirens, then took down Purifier with a move but lost a lot of his stamina fighting the enemy. In the Mediterranean Sea, 2 girls were there sailing until they saw a floating body on the sea with a rigging on its back and brought him to their ship before going back to their camp. C'est la première fois que j'ai vois un mousselon SCK les supérieurs ont déjà commencé à créer de nouveaux vaisseaux? Translate, this is my first time seeing a ship boy. Have the higher-ups already begun creating new ships? Kiana, nous devrions retourner à notre camp maintenant et parler avec Jean Bart, Dunkirk. Translate, we should head back to our camp now and talk with Jean Bart, Dunkirk. Dunkirk, oui, commandant. Translate, yes, commander. Kiana and Dunkirk went back to their camp while bringing Tuya's unconscious body with them. With the Vicia Dominion. Kiana and Dunkirk arrived at the docks of the camp. saw Dunkirk's ship on the docks and went to meet with them. Kiana then looked at Dunkirk. Allora chi lo porterà in infermeria? Trans. So who will carry him to the infirmary? Dunkirk looked back at Kiana as well. Adesso lo portero in infermeria commandanti. Trans. I'll carry him to the infirmary now, commander. Kiana nodded her head. Dopo averlo portato in infermeria. Per favor, puoi trovarmi Jean Bart, translates, after carrying him to the infirmary. Can you please go find Jean Bart for me? Dunkirk, Securement Commandanti, translate, sure thing, commander, went to the room where Tuya was resting. Kiana went down from Dunkirk's ship. Commandant, translate, commander, started walking down towards Kiana. Kiana looked who called her name and saw a ship girl walking towards her. L'Algerie, c'est quoi? Translate, Algerie, what is it? Algerie, avez-vous terminé la mission que tous les supérieurs vous ont confiée, commandant? Translate, have you finished the mission that all of the higher UPS have given to you, commander? Title, Algerie of the Templar Knights. Kiana, j'ai déjà terminé la tâche que m'a été confiée par mes supérieurs. Translate, I already finished the task given to me by the higher-ups now. Algerie, happy to see that Kiana is back. Bon travail, commandant. Laissez-moi m'occuper du rapport et allez-vous reposer. Translate, good work, commander. Please leave the report to me and go get some rest. Kiana, j'irai d'abord à mon bureau avant d'aller à mon dortoir. Algerie. Translate, I'll be going to my office first before I'm going to my dorm. Algerie went to the office. Algerie, confused non sia stancata dopo il compito affidito di vertici? Trans, she didn't get tired after the task given to her by the higher-ups? Looked at Kiana while she's heading to her office. Dunkirk, penso di no perch siamo andati a fare una perlustrazione nell'area. Translate, I think not, because we just went to scout around the area, carrying Tuya on her back. Algerie, Dunkirk, chi è lei? Translate, Dunkirk, who is she? Pointing at Tuya on Dunkirk's back. Dunkirk, l'abbiamo appena trovato a galleggiare nel mare. Trans, we just found him floating in the sea. Algerie, attends, c'est un homme? Translate, wait, it's a he, surprised to see a boy like them. Dunkirk, ways, on vient de voir. Translate, yeah, we just saw Dash, heard something on her back. Dunkirk and Algerie take a look at where the noise came from, then saw an aircraft carrier that's beside on Dunkirk's ship. Dunkirk, Gene savais pas il était un porte-avions. Translate, I didn't know that he's an aircraft carrier, surprised to see an Eagle Union aircraft carrier into their camp. USS Nimitz. Algerie, oui, c'est un porte-avions de l'Eagle Union. Translate, yup, that's an aircraft carrier from the Eagle Union, surprised to see one of Eagle Union aircraft carrier in their camp. Dunkirk, mais tu es si tu un porte-avions Eagle Union comme lui flottant sur notre ocean. Translate, what is an Eagle Union aircraft carrier like him floating on our ocean though? Algerie, il faut juste lui demander s'il réveille un jour. Translate, we just need to ask him if he ever wakes up then. Dunkirk, peux-tu me rendre un service cette fois, Algerie? Translate, can you do me a favor this time, Algerie? Algerie, bien sûr, alors quel est la faveur de Dunkirk? Translate, sure thing, so what's the favor, Dunkirk? Dunkirk, peux-tu aller chercher Jean Bart et lui dire que le commandant veut lui parler? Translate, can you go search for Jean Bart and tell her that the commander wants to talk with her? Algerie, j'ai pour le faire pour toi mais tu feras mon plat préféré. Translate, I can do that for you, but you will make my favorite. Dunkirk, bien sûr, j'ai le ferai aussi alors. Translate, sure thing, I'll do that as well then. Algerie, merci pour ça, Dunkirk. Translate, thank you for that, Dunkirk. Dunkirk, je vais le mener à l'infirmerie maintenant. Translate, I'll be bringing him to the infirmary now. Went to the infirmary while carrying Tuya on her back. Algerie, je me demande alors comment il a pu flotter dans notre ocean. Translate, I wonder how he got floated into our ocean then, thinking about the reason. Did the commander have finally arrived back from the task? Walking towards Algerie. Algerie looks over at her side, then saw someone walking towards her. Yeah, and they also found someone floating on our ocean. Who is it that was floating on our ocean? Algerie, it's an aircraft carrier from the Eagle Union. But how did you know that it's an aircraft carrier then? Algerie, huh? Do you really think that we have an aircraft carrier here in this camp? Do we even have one, Algerie? Algerie, of course, we have an aircraft carrier here, La Galissonière. La Galissonière, so that's why I have noticed that Dunkirk was carrying someone on her back. Algerie, by the way, have you seen Jean Bart anywhere here? La Galissonière, our leader? There's only one place where we can only find her. Algerie, not that place again, sighs. The commander wants to talk with her about something important. La Galissonière, let's go and tell her about that one then. Algerie, let's go now. La Galissonière, before something bad happens, went to the place where they can only find Jean Bart with La Galissonière. When they arrive at the place, Algerie, looks like we're here now. Arrived at a place where Jean Bart is staying. La Galissonière, what are we waiting for? Let's go in. Algerie and La Galissonière went in and they saw her doing something bad to someone, while she did notice that La Galissonière and Algerie are standing behind her. Algerie, what are you gonna do? The poor guy, Jean Bart. Jean Bart, looking at Algerie with an annoyed expression on her face. What do you think I'm doing to this King dumbass? Title, Renowned Privateer. La Galissonière, you are teaching him a lesson? Algerie, I think you're beating him too much. Jean Bart. Jean Bart, okay then, looked over at the beaten up guy. Leave this place now, dumbass, or else I'll kill you. Die, why yes ma'am. Then immediately leave the place. La Galissonière, you really showed him who's the boss. Saw the guy leave from the place very scared. Jean Bart, now both of you tell me, what are you two doing here? Looked at the two of them. Algerie, well, the commander wants to speak with you about something. Jean Bart, so the commander is back from her scouting mission? Algerie, along with Dunkirk and someone they found floating in our ocean. Jean Bart, do you know what kind of ship it is and what faction it belonged to? Looking at Algerie. Algerie, he's an aircraft carrier from the Eagle Union. Jean Bart, huh? How the hell is there an aircraft carrier from Eagle Union doing in our camp? La Galissonière, you really need to calm down, Jean Bart. Algerie, well, maybe that's the reason why the commander wants to talk with you. Jean Bart, fine then, let's go to the commander's office now. Leave the place and walk to the commander's office. I want to know all the reasons why the commander wants to talk with me. Algerie and La Galissonière, follow Jean Bart behind you. Got it, Jean Bart. With Kiana and Dunkirk. Kiana, seated at her desk while still waiting for Jean Bart to arrive. Dunkirk, why do you want to talk with Jean Bart, Commander? Kiana, I want to talk to Jean Bart about some details on this alliance. Holding a request form. Dunkirk, is that the alliance request from the Iris Libra? Noticed where the request form came from. Kiana, well, it was something like that. Dunkirk. Dunkirk, what about him? Will you not talk to her about it? Kiana, I don't care. Interrupted by the knocking on the door. Dunkirk, you can come in now. Heard the knocking from the door. Jean Bart comes inside alone while Algerie and La Galissonière guard the office outside. Kiana, Dunkirk, if you will please. Dunkirk, sure thing. Commander leaves the room. Jean Bart, what do you want to talk about? Kiana, Jean Bart, do you agree with Iris Libra's proposal to be their allies again? Jean Bart, why do you ask me about that? You're the commander here. Kiana, and you're the leader of the Vicia Dominion. Jean Bart, if it's taking down all of the sirens, I'm going to accept the alliance from them. Kiana, did you get any information about that thing you just saw? Jean Bart, I'm still trying to get some of the information about it, but I have a question for you, Commander. Kiana, what is it then? Jean Bart. Jean Bart, why the heck is there an aircraft carrier from the Eagle Union doing in our camp? Kiana, we still don't know the reason because we just found him floating in the ocean while we are scouting on the area. Jean Bart, where is she resting right now? Kiana, he's resting in the infirmary by now, Jean Bart. Jean Bart, it's a he? Surprised to hear that the ship belongs to the boy. Kiana, yeah, the aircraft carrier that Algerie has told you belongs to him. Jean Bart, if you excuse me, turned around and was about to leave the office. Kiana, where do you think you're going now, Jean Bart? Jean Bart, to the infirmary, leaves the office and went to the infirmary to see Tuya. In the infirmary room, Tuya starts to wake up. Where am I now? Tried to sit in the bed. Don't push yourself too much, have a food tray with her. Tuya looked at her. Who are you, ma'am? What kind of ship are you? Joffrey, my name is Joffrey, an aircraft carrier of the Vicia Dominion, and what about you? So what's your ship name? Looking at Tuya. Tuya, my name is Tuya Todoroki and my ship name? It's USS Nimitz, first ship of the Nimitz-class aircraft carrier. Joffrey, are you from the Eagle Union, Tuya? Tuya, the Eagle Union? What's that? Confused on what Joffrey just said. Joffrey, the Eagle Union is a faction that is aligned to the Azur. Chapter 29, Renowned Privateer meets the product. Luna's POV. Dunkirk and Kiana have now finally arrived back to the Vicia Dominion, while they brought Tuya with them. Allegri have noticed the ship and start walking to it. Then Kiana left the ship to get back to her office until she came across with Allegri when she asked her commander about the task given by the higher-ups, and Kiana told her they already finished the scout mission along with Dunkirk. But when Allegri told her commander to leave the reporting to her, she just said that she will go to the office, and Allegri wonders why is the commander isn't tired yet from the scouting mission. Then Dunkirk have answered her question while carrying unconscious Tuya onto her back until Tuya's rigging had beginning to bright a blue light, and went back to its own original ship form, that which makes both Allegri and Dunkirk surprised that Tuya's an aircraft carrier from Eagle Union. Tuya, my name's Tuya Todoroki and my ship name? It's USS Nimitz, first ship of the Nimitz-class aircraft carrier. Joffrey, are you from the Eagle Union, Tuya? Tuya, the Eagle Union? What's that? Confused on what Joffrey just said. Joffrey, the Eagle Union is a faction that are aligned to the Azur. Tuya, where am I? I don't think I've recognized this place. Tried to sit in the bed. Joffrey, you need to be careful because you're still tired from the battle against the sirens, assisting Tuya to sit in the bed. Tuya, how do you know that I fought a siren? Joffrey, the commander have told us that you have fought the sirens alone. Tuya, how? I didn't know someone was there watching me fight the sirens alone. Joffrey, also here, eat your breakfast now, gives Tuya food. Tuya, how long have I been sleeping now? Joffrey, oh, you've been sleeping for 2 weeks by now. Tuya, I was sleeping for that long? Surprised on what he just heard. Joffrey, yes, you've been sleeping that long and you should eat your breakfast now before it gets cold. Tuya, oh yeah, thanks for the food, starts eating his breakfast. Jean Bart knocks on the door and opens it. Joffrey and Tuya looked at who entered the room and both saw Jean Bart have entered the infirmary room. Joffrey, Jean Bart saw Jean Bart have entered the infirmary room. Jean Bart, Joffrey, do you know who's this guy? Pointing at Tuya. Joffrey, Jean Bart, he's the ship boy that Dunkirk and the commander Kiana have found floating in the ocean. Jean Bart, can you leave the room to us for now, Joffrey? Joffrey, sure thing, leaves the infirmary room. Jean Bart, so who are you and what are you doing here? Now looking at Tuya. Tuya, maybe you should tell me your name first before I tell you mine. Jean Bart, fine, so I'm Jean Bart, second ship of the Richelieu-class battleship and the leader of Vicia Dominion. Now tell me your name. Tuya, my real name or ship name? 'Cause my real name is Tuya Todoroki. Jean, I mean your ship name as well because I want to know something. Tuya, my ship name is USS Nimitz, first ship of Nimitz-class aircraft carrier. Jean Bart, back to my question, what are you doing here? I want to hear your real reason, not some F-king excuses. Tuya, a short-tempered ship girl, well, I was heading towards the Battle of the Azur and the Sakura Empire to stop them all until I've encountered a sirens on my way there. Jean Bart, well, that's not even the real valid reason why you are here on our camp. Tuya, I'm getting on to my real reason why I'm here, so calm down, okay? Jean Bart, sure, continue on telling me your reason then. Tuya, I destroyed all the siren ships until the high-ranking siren came in from the portal and start to summon another mass-produced siren ships. That's why I'm exhausted, cause I use all of my stamina fighting all the sirens alone, that includes the high-ranking siren. Jean, that's why Dunkirk and the commander found you floating on the ocean when they are scouting the area then. Tuya, so they have found me then they also bring me in here? Jean Bart, of course, they will bring you in here. Tuya, so then I'd better get going. No trying to move his body but stop by Jean Bart. Jean Bart, you better stay here and rest for now, cause you still haven't recovered all of your stamina just yet. Tuya, can I ask you one question now? Jean Bart, go ahead then, ask me some question then. Tuya, are you a short-tempered ship girl? Jean Bart, what the heck do you mean by that? Confused on what Tuya's talking about. Tuya, from what I can see, you're a short-tempered ship girl and different from the rest. Jean Bart, every ship girls have their different personalities depending on their ship and their human bodies. Tuya, wait, so that's just your own personality then? Jean Bart, see, this is just only my own personality because I'm the renowned privateer here in the Vishya Dominion. Tuya, sighs, I see. Thank you for answering all my questions, Jean Bart. Jean Bart, I'd better get moving now because I think the commander and Dunkirk are on their way here to talk with you. Tuya, sure thing, Jean Bart. It was nice talking with the ship girl. Jean Bart, haha, it was really nice talking with someone like you. Leaves the infirmary room. Tuya, continue on eating his food that Joffrey gave him. With Jean Bart's POV. After I'm done asking questions with Tuya inside the infirmary room, I started to be happy for some reason. I didn't really knew that talking with someone can makes you very happy, so my sister is really saying the truth then. I was happy for the first time. Jean Bart walked around in the base. Kiana and Dunkirk saw Jean Bart and walked towards her. Jean Bart stops walking, then looked behind and noticed the commander and Dunkirk are walking towards her. What is it, Dunkirk and commander? Kiana, Jean Bart, is he finally awake now? Jean Bart, he was already awake when I went to the infirmary room. Dunkirk, he's already awake when you enter the infirmary room? Jean Bart, yeah, he was talking with Joffrey until I come in and asked him some question. Kiana, so what's your opinion about him? Jean Bart, huh? Why are you asking me that question, commander? Kiana, you can call me by my name, you know we're best friends, right? Jean Bart, yeah, sorry, but what do you mean by that, Kiana? Kiana, Joffrey said to me that you are happy when you leave the infirmary room. Dunkirk, wait, she was happy when she left the infirmary? Kiana, yes, she was very happy when she left the infirmary room. Dunkirk looked at Jean Bart, can you tell us the real reason why are you happy? Jean Bart, it was my first time talking with the ship boy. Kiana, he's not the only ship boy in here, Jean Bart. Jean Bart and Dunkirk, wait, there's another ship boy here? Surprised to hear what Kiana said. Kiana, yes, and he was with the Azur. Jean Bart, sighs, let me guess, he's a battleship then? Dunkirk and Kiana, how do you know that he's a battleship, Jean Bart? Jean Bart, because the Eagle Union wasn't really famous about aircraft carriers, but only one of them is the only famous carrier. Kiana, yeah, and that's the famous Grey Ghost, USS Enterprise of the Eagle Union from Azur. Jean Bart, precisely, that's why I have already figured it out after knowing that Tuya is an aircraft carrier. Dunkirk, you really do take on your missions very serious, Jean Bart. Jean Bart, remember that I'm still the renowned privateer here in our camp. Kiana, yeah, I know all about that, Jean Bart, so you don't have to worry. Jean Bart, Kiana, do you know what is Tuya's backstory? Kiana, why do you want to know all about that, Jean Bart? Jean Bart, all of us ship girls have their own different backstories, am I right, Dunkirk? Looking at Dunkirk. Dunkirk, Kiana, Jean Bart is right. All of us ship girls have our different backstories according to their histories. Jean Bart, but it seems to me, Tuya's backstory are unknown to us all and we can't even figure it out. Kiana, we still didn't ask him about that though. Dunkirk, so all we have to do now is to ask him about his backstory? Jean Bart, I think we can ask that question if he truly trusts us now, including his secrets. Kiana, you think he have a secrets? Still looking at Jean Bart along with Dunkirk. Jean Bart, maybe, but I don't know if he have a secrets or doesn't have one. Kiana, I'll try to search in for Tuya's backstory in the file later then. Dunkirk, before you went back to the office, Kiana, how about we go to cafeteria and eat some food? I'll cook for our food. Jean Bart, I'm going to tag along with you too. Kiana, sure thing, but are you okay with that, Dunkirk? Looking at Dunkirk along with Jean Bart. Dunkirk, it's fine, Kiana. You don't need to worry about it. Tuya, can I tag along with you three? Already standing behind Jean Bart and Kiana. Kiana and Jean Bart looked on behind them and saw Tuya standing. Dunkirk already noticed Tuya behind them. Jean Bart, what are you doing in here, Tuya? Tuya, I just want to look around the camp because the infirmary room is kinda boring. Jean Bart, didn't I told you to rest? So that you can recover all your stamina quickly. Tuya, I'm already well rested enough though. Jean Bart, okay then after we eat the food. I'll be your tour guide here in Vishia Dominion. Tuya, sure thing. Jean Bart smiled a bit. Dunkirk and Kiana, watching the two while noticing the difference of Jean Bart. Tuya and Jean Bart, talking with each other. Kiana, Jean Bart was one of the short-tempered ship girl when she's talking with the other ship girls, but now she's calm when she is talking with Tuya, whispered on Dunkirk's ear. Dunkirk, now that you say it, it really does, but I wonder what changed her that, whispered back to Kiana. Kiana, we'll just have to figure it out then by ourselves. Dunkirk nodded her head after hearing what Kiana whispered in her ear. Jean Bart, come on and let's go to the cafeteria, and now started walking to the cafeteria. Tuya, Kiana and Dunkirk, hey, wait for us. Run towards Jean Bart heading towards the cafeteria. Chapter 30, The Task and Project on Hold. Kiana, Jean Bart was one of the short-tempered ship girl when she's talking with the other ship girls, but now she's calm when she is talking with Tuya, whispered on Dunkirk's ear. Dunkirk, now that you say it, it really does, but I wonder what changed her that, whispered back to Kiana. Kiana, we'll just have to figure it out then by ourselves. Dunkirk have nodded her head after hearing what Kiana whispered in her ear. Jean Bart, come on and let's go to the cafeteria, and now started walking. Tuya, Kiana and Dunkirk, hey, wait for us, Jean Bart. They started to run towards Jean Bart while they are heading in towards the cafeteria. Vishia Dominion's cafeteria. The Vishia Dominion ship girls was seen eating their foods, some are talking with each others. Jean Bart and the three arrived at the cafeteria, then Dunkirk went to the kitchen to cook a food for them. Jean Bart, Tuya and Kiana goes on to look for a free seats, then Tuya found one near a pillar. They went to the table and takes a sit before they started talking with each other. Tuya, so this is Vishia Dominion? Kiana, yeah, but right now you're in our cafeteria of the camp. Tuya, I see size. Jean Bart, hey, can you tell me how did Commandant found you? Tuya, didn't I already told you the real reason on how I got found? Kiana, you already told Jean Bart about it? Tuya, she asked me a question about it, so I answered her. Jean Bart, by the way, Kiana, how did you know the Iris Libra wants to ally with us? Kiana, one of the Iris Libra ship girls sent us a request to be allies again. Jean Bart, what's the reason about it? Tuya was confused for a bit, and he begins to understand on what's the reason behind the request, which Jean Bart and Kiana didn't notice. Kiana, it's because of the Sirens' activity lately. Jean Bart, wait, they are active already? Tuya, you didn't know that, Jean Bart? The Sirens are active on the ocean this time. Kiana and Jean Bart, what do you mean by that, Tuya? Surprised and shocked. Tuya, it's because they are preparing for a fight. Dunkirk, what fight are you talking about, Tuya? The trio was surprised to see that Dunkirk arrived on their table with the food she cooked, but she was focused on what Tuya was talking about. Tuya, I don't know, but I just got the bad feeling about it recently. Dunkirk, what will you do about it? Tuya, I think it's better to destroy what the Sirens building. Jean Bart, From what I've heard from them during my mission, they are now building that as something big enough to destroy an entire base from a distance. Kiana, what do you think they called it? Jean Bart. Jean Bart, I don't know, but from what I heard they called it Project Orochi. Tuya was surprised by this, which they noticed it, and Dunkirk asked him a question. Dunkirk, why are you so shocked about it? Curious. Tuya, I sighs, it's nothing really. Kiana and Jean Bart, does he know about the Project Orochi? Tuya, damn it, I didn't know this will be a hard mission. Dunkirk, looking at Tuya, I got a feeling that he knows something about this Project Orochi. Tuya, Dean didn't tell me about this Project Orochi thing. So what should I do to destroy it? Kiana, Jean Bart, did the Azur ship girls know all about this? Jean Bart, in fact, they are conducting an experiment on a black cube. Tuya and Dunkirk, they're conducting an experiment on it? Surprised to hear it. Jean Bart, yeah, that's what I heard, and they're all doing it right now. Kiana, how about the Iron Blood? Did they know all about this as well? Jean Bart, that I don't know if they all know about the Black Cube and Project Orochi. Jean Bart, Dunkirk, and Tuya begins to look at Kiana, who is now thinking what to do next until she was finished on thinking. Kiana, I think it's better to face it off and destroy it head on. Dunkirk, so who will you send to that kind of task, Commandant? Kiana, well, it's not a mission but rather a request from some ship girl on Sakura Empire. Jean Bart, huh? They sent a request to us? Tuya, who do you think will do something like that, Kiana? Kiana, I don't know who. Tuya, we have to do something for it. Kiana, that's why I will send both you and Jean Bart for this task. Dunkirk, I know that both of you just known each other for a bit, but can you both do it? Tuya and Jean Bart looked at each other before they agree on the task given to them by Kiana. Tuya, we'll do it, so don't worry, Kiana. Jean Bart, we'll finish this task right away, Commandant. Kiana and Dunkirk, good luck then. Tuya, but first, we need to eat before the food gets cold. Dunkirk, Kiana and Jean Bart, crap, we almost forgot about it. Four of them begins to eat their food after talking about the mission earlier, but one thing for sure is that Tuya and Jean Bart was serious on destroying the Project Orochi. An Azur base. On a certain room, Enterprise was seen in the ocean covered in flames, once again similar to what she saw during their fight against the Sakura Empire carrier divisions led by Akagi and Kaga. Enterprise saw someone similar to her holding a bow while standing over the laying corpse of the high-ranking sirens behind. Then Blue's flames was seen before it transformed into a rigging. Enterprise, I don't understand, what are you trying to accomplish by showing me this vision? Enterprise? War turned around and looked at Enterprise. War across all of time, whether on land or ocean. Enterprise creates a black cube on her other hand. Enterprise, I continue to fight every battle in the endless war. This ocean engulfed in a flame is my true crimson lane, as it will be for you. A bright white light begins to engulf both of them until Enterprise begins to wake up from the sunlight, and she saw Belfast inside of her room. Enterprise was seen laying down on a bed while hugging a pillow, and Belfast walked towards her. Belfast, good morning, Miss Enterprise, I hope you managed to have a good night rest. Enterprise, good morning, Belfast, still sleepy. Time skipped for a bit. Belfast was seen standing in front of the dormitory building while Enterprise was walking away from Belfast to take some air. Belfast, won't you have a breakfast first? Enterprise, no, thank you, walking away. Belfast, Enterprise, I insist. If you need to live a healthy life, you need breakfast. It's the most important meal. Enterprise, just stop. Stop walking for a bit, I'm not an idiot, Belfast. I know I'm not human. No reason to be pretend as humans. Enterprise continues to walk away while in the main hallway, Cleveland and Wales was seen walking together while they are discussing about something. Wales, the Sakura Empire is taken a bit of a hit. They're going to need some time to recover. Unfortunately, we ourselves aren't in the best position to pounce in a such opportunity. Cleveland, let me guess, you're talking about the black mental cube and all of Enterprise's strange behavior, right? Wales, there are plenty of reasons. Inside a classroom, 6 ship girls was seen looking at the black mental cube, while the other one was reading a book in the desk until a door was open and Wales begins to speak. Wales, did you learn anything new? 6 ship girls looked at who speaks, then saw Cleveland and Wales walking towards them. Afraid not. We are completely stunned. Langley, it's difficult to know on what we're looking for when we don't know black mental cubes in the first place. I can see clearly that it was literally a black box. Suddenly the black mental cube begins to make some noise while it was glowing in a purple aura on it, which Cleveland and the others noticed the feeling as well. Cleveland, okay, hold on. From here it looks like the glow is getting stronger. Wales, since it was related to the sirens, we must assume that is a very bad sign. Hornet, if those sirens are even thinking they can mess with my sister, they sure can get away with it. Looked at Belfast. Do you have some kind of update from her? Belfast, she's now herself at least. Hornet, I got ya, calms down for a bit. I just wish she didn't suffer alone. All of them was silent for a moment until Akashi starts on panicking, and she's still afraid of it. Akashi groans while starts panicking. Akaji's the worse. Why did she have to cause some trouble for us? Wales, Akaji is the one who principally allied with the sirens. Now that she's gone, I wonder how Akaga react? Akashi sighs. I want answers right now. Azur bathhouse. 4 destroyers was seen inside of a room with their clothes off while they were steaming themselves until Laffy speaks up. Laffy, it's too hot. Javelin looked at Ayanami and saw that she was silent until she begun to speak with her. Javelin, how are you doing, Ayanami? Ready to leave? Ayanami, huh? Looked at Javelin for a bit. Oh, I'm sorry, I was just thinking. I'm feeling worried about myself and my Sakura Empire friends. Javelin, Laffy, and Unicorn HM? Ayanami, I'm not saying that I don't appreciate all of you here in Azur. It's just that Sakura Empire is still very precious to me as well. All I want is to do whatever I can to save every one of them. Javelin walked in front of Ayanami and held both of her hands while agreeing with her words by nodding her head. Javelin, yeah, I'm right there with you. Laffy, can you please let me help you too? If they are important to you, then they are important to me. Ayanami, I appreciate that, but I'm still not sure what to do. Unicorn looked at Ayanami. We were able to become friends even though we are on different sides. We can do the same to the Sakura Empire. What do you think? Ayanami, I hope so. Thank you. Smiles. In Sakura Empire base. In a big Sakura tree, 4 ship girls was seen talking with each other, but only one of them was angry about something. Kaga, you want to seal away the Orochi? Nagato, temporarily, we just want to pause it. If Akaji is gone, we won't able to push forward. Kaga, I need to calm myself down in order for Aries' plan to work. Whose decision was that? Nagato, it was mine alone. Kaga, half measures. Nagato, Sakura Empire has no future without Orochi. Nagato looked back at Kaga in a very serious way. Akaji's absence is clearly taking its toll on you. You should really try to get some rest. Separation can be painful. Take some time and allow your heart to heal. Kaga, pissed, how dare you? Nagato, my decision is final. You are dismissed. In Sakura Empire restaurant. In second floor, 1 ship girl was seating at the edge while holding a small cup on her hand, and the rest was seating in a floor. Icy drinks her sake before looking outside again and begins to speak up. Icy, that's not good, things are starting to get a bit troublesome here. Hyuga, holding the cup of sake in her hands while leaning on the wall, we're in a bind. The mass-produced sirens are still unresponsive, so Project Orochi is on hold. Atego drinks her sake and sigh. I'm starting to get a little worried about Ayanami and Akashi. I don't want them to feel lonely or abandoned out there all on their own. This whole plan was doomed from the start. Shukaku, we should not have trusted our faith to something we know nothing about. What is the matter with us? Suryu, the answer is not quite simple, I'm afraid. Suryu picks up a pork and eats it. Then Hiryu begun to speak up as well. Hiryu, you do realize that Red Axis is not a monolithic alliance. We don't want Iron Blood to know our weakness. Hyuga, don't forget the sirens are still the enemy. Everyone is now silent after speaking what's on their mind, but Zuikaku did her best to act like them so that Eri's plan would work. In a district, Takao and Zuikaku was seen walking together in the Red Bridge along with the other ship girls as well. Zuikaku, I wonder what our next move will be. Takao, we do what we have to do, just like Eri said, simple as that. Nothing has changed, and your own power is the only thing you can trust. Both of them stopped on walking and Takao asked Zuikaku a question. Takao, how are you feeling? Zuikaku, I'm fine now and ready to fight any time. Takao, well, that's very good to hear. However, our situation is a less ideal. Looked at the sea, it's worse than we thought. Sakura Empire was pushing towards the terrible fate. We're only part of the equation, everything is affected. Zuikaku smiles, well, I guess it's up to us to try and change it, isn't it? Takao looked at Zuikaku and nodded her head, agreeing on what Zuikaku just said, then remembered the last event she saw when Laffy grabbed Ayanami's hand. Zuikaku leaned on a bridge before she speaks again. Zuikaku, I will not let them do all the work. We have to be willing to change ourselves as well. Smiles. From a distance, Eri was standing on a roof while watching Zuikaku and Takao at the bridge looking at the sea. Eri was surprised on what the effect have caused the Sakura Empire due to Project Orochi, and she wanted to finish it now so that all of the ship girls can be happy once again. Eri didn't notice that some ship girl just walked behind her, and she began to ask her a question. So how long have you been here? Eri, just a minute ago. Why do you ask? Don't think you can escape from me by lying your way out, kid. Eri, what if I told you that I wasn't going to lie? What will you do now, miss? Not looking behind. I will do nothing to you since Lady Shinano ordered me to not do anything to you, but I will still keeping an eye on you. Eri, you don't have to worry since I'm not going to do anything wrong here. Eri then leaves the place and went to the Sakura Empire restaurant for her to eat something while is watching Eri from behind. Why did Lady Shinano order me to not do anything to her? I'll just follow the order given to me. Chapter 31, Enterprise's Fear and the Raid. So how long have you been here? Eri, just a minute ago. Why do you ask? Don't think you can escape from me by lying your way out, kid. Eri, what if I told you that I wasn't going to lie? What will you do now, miss? Not looking behind. I will do nothing to you since Lady Shinano ordered me to not do anything to you, but I will still keeping an eye on you. Eri, you don't have to worry since I'm not going to do anything wrong here. Eri then leaves the place and went to the Sakura Empire restaurant for her to eat something while is still watching Eri from behind. Why did Lady Shinano order me to not do anything to her? I'll just follow the order given to me. Also went to the restaurant as well in order to eat, and Eri saw her again and decides to ask her if she wants to have a dinner with her, which she just agrees on it. Both of them was enjoying it while they can, because after they enjoyed the night, the ship girls who are apart from Eri's plan will be starting to move in order to save the Sakura Empire and destroy the Project Orochi. All of them were working together in order to get the Project Orochi out of the Sakura Empire. In Iron Blood. Izuku is still on the Iron Blood camp resting after the match against Rune, who is one of the deadly Kansen when it comes on destroying all the sirens and fighting other Kansens in the Iron Blood. The only Kansens that she can't defeat in the mock battles are Friedrich der Grobe, Bismarck, August von Parsval and Tirpitz, who are always in the north away from the camp, while Bismarck was sitting in the commander's office as their acting commander along with Friedrich and U-55 helping her work as assistants. Izuku was thinking on what to do right after he wakes up only to see someone holding his left hand, and he looked at who's holding on his left hand and saw Yuki is the one holding his hand while Mainz was leaning on a wall looking at them, but Izuku saw her before leaving the room. Izuku, where are you going? Mainz, I was about to take my leave just now to let the two of you enjoy both of your time with each other. Izuku, thank you. Mainz, no need to thank me since that is what Yuki wished for, to see her brother's ship. Izuku, is Rune finally awake now? Mainz, she's still not awake yet, but that fight was insane. I didn't know that you can also beat Rune as well. Izuku, wait, as well? Did the ship girls beat her in a mock battle except me? Mainz, yeah, the first one who beats her in the mock battle is Mother, next one is Bismarck, Then August was the third one, while the last ship girl is Tirpitz. Izuku, wait, mother? Who's your mother in this space? Confused. Mainz, didn't you know? Friedrich was acting like our mothership in this camp. Izuku was now surprised hearing that Friedrich was their mothership in this camp, and Yuki finally wakes up then saw Mainz and Izuku talking to each other. Mainz then leaves the room silently the moment Yuki was finally awake after sleeping, while Izuku looked at Yuki, who is now awake, and he didn't notice that Mainz left the room. Izuku, hey, how's your sleep? Yuki, it was fine, brother. Izuku, so what are you doing in here anyway? Yuki, I wasn't able to get some sleep in my room, so I went in here and sat on the chair while I was looking at you. Izuku, you were watching me asleep last night? Got surprised on Yuki's answer. Yuki, yes, sorry for not asking your permission to watch over you, brother. Izuku, it's okay, at least you finally get some rest while holding my left hand. Yuki, why did you come into this camp, brother? Izuku, because the danger sense have been acting weird lately and decided to move. Where did the danger sense have told me? Yuki, thank you for helping me back there. Izuku, no problem, cause it was my duty as a hero to save everyone's life. Yuki, well, now where are you going next, brother? Izuku, I should return back to the Aza lane since they want to tell me something about this project Orochi. Yuki, do you know about it? Izuku, I don't know it, that's why I need to return back. About to stand. Yuki, your body isn't ready to move yet, so rest here for now. Stopped Izuku with both of her hands. Izuku, I need to know what's the project Orochi since the Undercover Royal Navy maids returned from their mission. Yuki, you need to rest for now, brother. Don't force yourself. Izuku, but I need to know the info about T. Prince Yujin, I can tell you the info about the project Orochi that Sakura Empire is building. Yujin walked in the room without the two of them noticing her presence before she starts to speak up to answer Izuku's question. Izuku and Yuki, huh? Looked at Yujin. Prince Yujin, we meet once again, huh? Izuku, yeah, but I didn't catch up your name, so can you tell me your name? Prince Yujin, I'm Prince Yujin, second ship of the Admiral Hipper class. How about the two of you? Yuki, my name's Yuki Kano, but you can just call me Yuki, and my ship name is USS Wisconsin, fourth ship of Iowa class battleship. Izuku, I'm Izuku Midoriya, but you can call me Deku, and my ship name is USS Iowa, lead ship of Iowa class battleship. Prince Yujin, so you have become the battleship now, interesting. Yuki, what do you mean by that? Gets confused. Izuku, I've already met her during my first arrival in here back at the unknown island as a destroyer. Prince Yujin, yup, that's our first time meeting with each other. Izuku, so I'm guessing that you know something about this project Orochi? Prince Yujin, I can tell you one thing, the project Orochi is a siren ship of mass destruction. Izuku and Yuki are surprised by this information coming from Prince Yujin. Yuki, but why would the Sakura Empire build it? Prince Yujin, in order to get the future Akaji wanted to achieve. Izuku, what kind of future did she want to achieve then? Prince Yujin, to see her dead sister once again, and right now, they're making their move. Yuki, huh? What do you mean by that, Yujin? Surprised. Prince Yujin, when I came in the cave to check up the project Orochi, I saw Kaga standing on the deck of the ship. Izuku, and what happened next? Prince Yujin, it seems that some of the Sakura Empire's ship girls are scared, but only a selected few didn't. Yuki, do you think they have some sort of a plan? Prince Yujin, knowing the little girl on the Sakura Empire, they have a plan to take out the project Orochi. Izuku, Yujin, who's this little girl you're talking about? Confused a little. Prince Yujin, I was about to ask them, but they immediately run off somewhere. Yuki, why did you come here then? Prince Yujin, I came here so that I can tell you too about it. Izuku, where are you going now, Yujin? Prince Yujin, I'm going to help out the Sakura Empire on destroying the project Orochi. Izuku wanted to say something, but Prince Yujin had to interrupt him first, and she walked towards his bed, then gets closer in his ears. Prince Yujin, if you two wanted to come along, then I'll be waiting at the deck with C-23, Z1 and my sister, kissed his cheek. Izuku is silent and surprised on the sudden kiss in his cheek coming from Yujin. Then she leave the room while Izuku and Yuki have to take a look at each other before agreeing on going to the deck. Earlier before, with the Azur, Enterprise appeared in the familiar dream, but this time, she's still in the dormitory of the Azur and decided to walk around. The chair and a canned food was on the ground while her door was open. She was seen walking in the hallway slowly with her left hand on the wall. Enterprise was panting for some reason and sudden pain started to strike her in the head. Then she held on her head using her right hand until she looked up, then saw the same person in front of her. Enterprise, knees on the ground. Who are you? Tell me right now. Enterprise turns around and look at Enterprise. When humanity begun, they set sail into the ocean thirsty for an adventure. Soon a different desire took over and a powerful need to conquer the sea. Enterprise. Huh! Grasp. Suddenly, flames came out of nowhere and surrounded Enterprise on it while she continues speaking. Enterprise? The history of the ocean is full tales of war and conflict. This makes up the humanity's true desire. Enterprise? Begin to crack a smile wickedly at Enterprise, who is still on her knees. Enterprise? The drama of what the humanity truly lounges for. Enterprise stands up. What kind of insanity is this? Enterprise noticed something is different about this dream and the dream she had after touching the black mental cube. Then a sakura petal falls on the ground, revealing a look that is very similar to Amagi from the Sakura Empire. Enterprise. What's happening? You've changed. Amagi, tilted her head. Enterprise. You don't fool me. The looks you stolen is nothing but an illusions. The horror of your nature isn't worthy of their likeness. Amagi? No, I am quite real. I stand here before you as the mirror that reflects all mankind. Starts chuckling. Enterprise's head starts to aching again, and holds her head while her sight have beginning to get blurred. Orochi. I am Orochi. I am a monster. I was born from the will of humanity. Enterprise. Wait. Then the entire hallway was engulfed in flames along the unconscious Enterprise. Meanwhile, two voices was heard talking inside Enterprise's room, and those two voices belongs to Belfast and Vestal. Belfast, it's all right, I can take over from here. Vestal, are you sure? But thank you and good night. Vestal leave Enterprise's room while Belfast remained on it until she noticed that Enterprise was squirming when she was about to touch her forehead. Enterprise wakes up and she saw that Belfast's hand was about to touch her forehead but stopped the moment Belfast saw her eyes open. Enterprise sits up on the bed and decided to ask Belfast a question. Enterprise, what happened? Belfast, you were found unconscious in the hall. You fainted. You are not taking care of yourself, and it's starting to catch up to you. Enterprise, wait, is this a dream? No. Enterprise tried to stand up, but Belfast was about to help her until she noticed her right hand stopping her. Enterprise, looking at Belfast, I need some time alone, alright? Enterprise walked towards her closet while looking at her coat, but Belfast didn't stop looking at her very intently. Enterprise, something is clearly very wrong with me. I cannot possibly be any of use right now. Where's her cap? It's just I'm not worth anything if I am not able to fight. Belfast walked towards Enterprise, who was looking at her, then tilted her head on the side. Enterprise, huh? Belfast grabbed onto Enterprise's necktie and pulled Enterprise closer to her face, not knowing the reason behind Belfast's action. Enterprise, what the? Belfast opens the door and starts to walk out of the room while still holding on to Enterprise's necktie. Enterprise, hey! Let go! Enterprise's scream was loud that some shipgirls who was doing something have heard it, and they saw Belfast walking to the mess hall. Enterprise, what's happening? Hey! Stop that! Belfast, are you listening to me? Hey! What is going on with you? Belfast didn't listen on what Enterprise saying while still continuing on her walk towards the mess hall, and Javelin is now confused on what's happening. Javelin looked on both of her side. Is she in danger? Ayanami, that was strange. Unicorn, she's never like that. What's wrong with Belfast? Right on the cue, Laffy was walking towards her friends while yawning. Laffy, good morning, overslept. In the sea near the base, Purifier was seen seating on a rock and also yawning while stretching both of her arms in the air. On the mess hall, Enterprise was sitting in front of Belfast with a tray full of food on the table while some of the ship girls from earlier decided to spy at them. Enterprise wasn't looking at her food while Belfast just focused her sight at Enterprise, who is not doing anything to the food. Okay, what's happening? The other ship girl didn't know what to say, but they looked at the two in front of them. With Enterprise and Belfast. Belfast, you need to eat. With monotone voice. Enterprise, no, thanks, I'm still not that hungry. Belfast, I said eat. Enterprise, surprised a bit, sure, huh? Enterprise didn't have a choice but do what Belfast wants her to, then take a look at her food with a spoon on her right hand, and she started eating her meal. Belfast sighs good. If you would eat decent meals regularly, you won't be so occupied with so many negative thoughts. Enterprise was listening to what Belfast wants to say while eating her meal. Belfast, as I mentioned before, I don't believe you are invested in wars as you claim to be. Enterprise, you're right. In truth, I might actually be afraid of the ocean. Belfast, I know, and yet you charge into battle. Why is that? Enterprise, because fighting is the entire reason for our existence. Belfast, you need to stop falling back on easy answers. Enterprise was surprised on what Belfast said, and Belfast continues to speak up. Belfast, I know it's difficult for you to accept the truth, but you must face it to move forward. Enterprise was about to speak until an explosion is heard and the ground starts to shake that alerted them from the mess hall. Enterprise then immediately stands up. What was that? Outside of Azur base. Cleveland ran outside and saw 3 black smokes on the distance while her sisters followed her from behind with the news. Denver, big sis. There's been an attack. Cleveland, but from where? Looked at her sister. Montpelier, if that's the Sakura Empire, why would they attack now? And why our patrol ships aren't doing anything to help? Columbia, no, the enemy attacking is. Another explosion was heard, and this time it was in the research facility of the base. Helena, it's not coming from the ocean. Yes, this enemy is infiltrated the base somehow. Third explosion was heard until Purifier flies through the air, revealing to be the one behind the explosions. Helena, it's them. Looked up. Helena then saw Purifier coming out unscathed from the black smoke. Helena, it's the siren. Purifier was laughing after causing some destruction on the school building where Akashi and some ship girls who is studying the black mental cube. Chapter 32, Preparations for the Battle. Third explosion was heard until Purifier flies through the air, revealing to be the one behind the explosions. Helena, it's them. Looked up. Helena then saw Purifier was coming out of the black smoke unscathed from all the attacks that the planes causes. Helena, it's the siren. Purifier was laughing after causing some destruction on the school building where Akashi and some ship girls who is studying the black mental cube, while leaving them all knocked out unconscious on the ground. Hornet is now running towards the place where the explosion started while looking around until she saw a ship girl that was laying down on the ground. Hornet, Northampton. Hornet runs towards the ship girl and puts her right arm on her head, then the ship girl slowly speaks up. Northampton, I'm so sorry. I couldn't stop them. Hornet looked at the docks and saw 3 ships were smoking along with the 3 ship girls are looking on their own ships. One of them was seen screaming after she saw her ship being targeted again by the high-ranking siren. Not my ship again. Northampton, Belfast, and some others are already on their way, but the enemy. Hornet, yeah, who would ever thought one of those sirens would come here all alone? Shoot. Hornet looked at the dock again, and this time she saw Enterprise standing on the docks while looking somewhere in the sea. Hornet, Enterprise? Enterprise was intently looking at the sea until the same dream appeared to her mind, then calmed herself down before making a realization. Enterprise, it's my purpose. In the sea. Purifier was seen sliding through the sea on high speed with the black mental cube in her right hand and still laughing, while the 3 Royal Navy maids and 1 ship girl are far behind her. Edinburgh, she's way too fast. Sheffield, the enemy had stolen the black mental cube. We must not let it get away no matter what. Edinburgh, there's no way we can ever catch up to her. This time, Belfast decided to speak upon noticing some way to shoot her cannons at Purifier. Belfast, look, I think I'm positioned to the perfect spot. Belfast fires her cannons right on the spot where Purifier didn't notice until she turned around and took the direct hit. The 4 cannons stopped on cruising right after Belfast have managed to land a hit Purifier with her cannons. Edinburgh, you did it. After the smoke disappeared, Purifier was looking at them with no damage at all while holding the black mental on her hand. Purifier, hi there, does someone wanna play? Out of nowhere, mass-produced siren ships have started to appear from the portal and managed to scare the 2 ship girls while the other 2 remain stoic before Purifier speaks up again. Purifier, let's party! Tomorrow is the big day. Back in Azur, the siren ships have begun their aerial attack by sending out their planes while the Cleveland-class sisters are trying their best to hold their position, and they also manage to land a strike on one of the siren ships. One of the siren ships have started on powering up the cannon and shoots it towards Cleveland and her sisters, but they manage to dodge the attack on time. Cleveland, they have mass-produced sirens too. More planes were coming up towards them while Cleveland is preparing to attack it until another plane with a star sign on it appears and started destroying the siren planes one after the another. Cleveland looked back to see where the plane came from and she noticed Hornet was now cruising towards them with her riggings in high speed. Hornet, you won't really think that I'd let my sister have all the work now, did you? Laffy, Javelin and Ayanami have also come in to help them defend their base while they rush towards the siren ship. The siren ship started firing its plasma cannon on the destroyers, but Laffy and Ayanami move on their sides to dodge the 3 plasma energies. Meanwhile, Javelin have jumped through the air before firing the siren ship with her own spear from above. Laffy, Ayanami. Laffy calls upon Ayanami's name when she looked at Laffy. She already know what to do and they both nodded their heads before they started launching their torpedoes towards the siren ship. Javelin, along with the help of Ayanami and Laffy, have managed to take down a siren ship. Javelin, we did it! A siren plane comes in surprising the 2 destroyers and Hornet, then it's ready to shoot Javelin. Javelin eyes widens. Ayanami and Laffy, shocked. Hornet, oh no! Suddenly, a yellow arrow divided itself into 3 and destroyed the siren plane while Javelin crashes on the sea. Hornet and the 2 destroyers was surprised by this before turning around to see that Enterprise with her bow and yellow arrow are ready, and she decided to come join the defense with the Azur against Purifier. Hornet, Enterprise. Enterprise, Hornet. Hold this position. Enterprise then immediately went after Purifier, while Hornet was still looking at her direction, and the 2 destroyers start to look at each other before nodding their heads, and both of them followed the command. Hornet start to move as well to follow the command from Enterprise after she was done looking at her direction. Meanwhile, Enterprise was still trying to think about Belfast's question earlier in the mess hall. Enterprise whispers, if I'm really afraid of the ocean, why do I continue to fight as if I'm not? Siren ships just continued on firing the cannons to the ship girls in front of it, leaving the 2 ship girls get scared. Edinburgh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Sheffield and Edinburgh have managed to dodge it. Then Sheffield tried to shoot the siren while Belfast was dodging all of the attacks from Purifier. Purifier, ha, seriously, you're not even gonna make this fun for me? Belfast prepares 3 torpedoes on her hand, but suddenly a 5 dive bombers appeared and started its attack on the siren ships, destroying one of them. Purifier, what? Shocked. Belfast stopped, then slid to look at the direction of where the 5 dive bombers have came from, and she saw Enterprise aiming her bow at Purifier with hatred. Enterprise, siren! Purifier was excited by this and attacks Enterprise instead of Belfast, who is now in front of her. Purifier, oh yeah, it's Enterprise. Enterprise then releases her arrow while Purifier starts to fire her plasma cannons at Enterprise. In Sakura Empire. In a certain cave, one massive ship also known as the Orochi was seen by Prince Eugen. Prince Eugen, oh darn, it's over. There they are, the secrets of Orochi. Yujin noticed Kaga was standing on the Orochi, but something was different from her. Prince Yujin, Kaga? Kaga turns around. It's me, dear sister. I'll see you soon. Then Orochi have started to power up itself, shaking the entire cave, and Yujin was surprised by this. Prince Yujin, what? Surprised. A wave of sea is seen coming through the cave while the Sakura Empire started to feel the ground shake that wakes up the two sleeping ship girls with a cup of sake on their side. I see, wakes up. What was that? Hyuga groans. Nagato is standing on the room while silently looking at the sea, and Zuikaku starts to run at the ship docks along with Takao behind her. The Sakura ship girls was now in a panic, but Shikaku is worried about someone. Shikaku Kaga? Is she behind this? This time, Zuikaku had noticed a massive ship coming out, and Takao was starting to panic, but Atago realized what it was. Takao, what is that? What's going on? Atago, wait, could that be? A massive ship that was causing a quake on Sakura Empire have revealed itself towards the Sakura Empire ship girls. Atago, Orochi? Zuikaku was surprised to see Kaga on the Orochi's deck, and she tries to shout at her. Zuikaku, Kaga, come back. The Orochi is now seen by Sakura Empire ship girls, and it's moving out from their camp along with Kaga. Eri also noticed it, but doesn't know that the plan have backfired on her, since she didn't really know that Kaga was kinda obsessed on protecting Akagi after what happened to Amagi in the past. Eri, damn it, I didn't know my plan will backfire at me. I shouldn't tell Dad about this. Eri jumps down from the roof and starts to run towards the dock to chase after the Orochi, but only Takao, Zuikaku, Atago, and Shikaku noticed her, then start to follow Eri from behind. Prince Yujin gets out from the cave safely before the entrance have been covered by the rocks, and looked over the ocean, then noticed that 5 ship girls are going to chase after the Orochi and Kaga. So she went back to the port, and told Hipper to follow the 5 ship girls while bringing the rest of the Sakura Empire fleet with them before going back to the Iron Blood camp by herself. Back to Azur. When Purifier and Enterprise have fired their shots at each other, only Enterprise dodged the attack while Purifier takes the hit. Edinburgh smiles, she did it. Suddenly, a figure from the smoke flies up through the air, revealing that Purifier didn't even get affected by the hit from Enterprise's attack that surprised every ship girls. Purifier chuckles, alright, that was fun. Too bad, it's my K to leave, but I'll catch you later. See you ladies at the final stage. Purifier raises her left hand and starts to fire at the siren ships, which surprised the Azur even more, and scaring one ship girl. Sheffield, she hit her own ships. Purifier opens up a portal right above her, and takes her leave along with all the siren ships and the planes, leaving the Azur behind. Enterprise, final stage. Edinburgh and sighs in relief. Enterprise was now looking at the vast ocean in front of her before she heard a voice from behind. Belfast, always do tend to show up in the nick of time. Enterprise looked back and saw Belfast smiles at her before she decided to speak up and looks away from her. Enterprise, I have no choice. I can't just sit by when you're out here being reckless. Belfast, always the knight in shining armor. Thanks for your protection. Enterprise, spare me, that's not it. At the back, Edinburgh and smiles at each other while chuckles, then Sheffield is calming herself down, but Belfast just smile at Enterprise's answer. With the sirens. A mass produce sirens are now seen on the middle of somewhere in ocean, then a scene change where Kaga was standing at one of the siren ship's deck while she's looking on somewhere silently. In one of the siren ships, 2 particular sirens are seen floating in the air while talking about something. Tester Beta, we've outrun the Sakura Empire fleet. Of course, they were a little too confused to put up very much a fight. Tester Beta looked on the Project Orochi at her side along with Observer Alpha. Tester Beta, we're close now. I have to say this is quite a magnificent scheme. Observer Alpha, well, of course the battle like this one needs to be dramatic. It's only fair, battles are manifestation of will. It's not just power that drives them and gives them strength. Tester Beta, you know it's difficult to understand it when you relax and start poetic like that. Purifier suddenly appears from above and slowly going down. Oh, she knows. She just loved to be pretentious, that's all. Tester Beta, saw Purifier my someone took a beating. Purifier, you know I enjoy a little bit of rough housing. Smiles creepily. Purifier passes the black mental cube to Observer Alpha before it starts to glow a very bright purple light. Observer Alpha, now we begin. Time to estate the encore of the past or perhaps release our calculations for the future. Observer raise her hands through the air while the black mental cube have begun to glow a bright purple light, and it fires at the Orochi. Purifier, tick-tock tick-tock it's playtime. Rise and shine beautiful. Evil smirks. The Orochi starts to glow the moment the purple light hit it while Kaga is trying to protect her eyes from a purple light, and a tornado of flames suddenly appeared. In front of her, Kaga widens her eyes when she saw a familiar figure that is standing on the flaming tornado with her mask on. Kaga, my dear sister. The figure put down her mask revealing herself to be Akagi, and she was smiling but Kaga couldn't hold her emotion any longer than run towards her. Kaga, dear Akagi my dear sister. Hugs Akagi. Kaga was happy to see Akagi alive while she is crying on her shoulder and Akagi hugged Kaga back. Kaga, I'm so glad that you're alive. Akagi, yes all the gods intended. Akagi then looked on the side before mentioning her sister's name, and start explaining while Kaga is looking at her. Akagi, look Kaga, this is it. The power of Orochi that we desire for so long. The Orochi fires an advanced missile in the air before turning its way towards the targeted area. During this, one submarine was seen scouting the area underwater until a very strong force heading towards her and decided to rise in the way only to see that the island was completely destroyed by Orochi's missile. Back to Assasin. The island on a picture of the aftermath was seen by everyone in the room being completely wiped off. Cleveland, what is this? Cleveland is sliding her finger through the pad she's holding in her hands right now. Warspite, it's obviously gonna be a siren attack. Cleveland, but why targeted a deserted island? Q. Elizabeth, perhaps they meant to taunt us sips her tea but they underestimate our power. Hood, indeed Majesty but this could be a test. And if they use whatever did that to strike this base. Hornet, kaboom. We'll be toast for sure. Helena, this maybe that did it. Catching the attention of everyone except Enterprise on the room to hear what will Helena had to say. Helena, few hours ago before the island vaporized, a huge unknown vessel took off from the Sakura Empire. Its destination is unknown. The scene changed showing the Orochi and the siren ships surrounding the huge vessel. Edinburgh, Sheffield. That ship looked at Sheffield. Sheffield, indeed, it has to be the one. It has the characteristics of a ship hidden in the Sakura Empire. Hood, so this is Orochi. What an enormous beast. Prince of Wales, the Sakura Empire port sustained a heavy damage from that ship. I suspect that it came to a shock to them, and the Iron Blood as well. Q. Elizabeth, if that's true then sirens are always the sole threat that's supposed to end our dealings with the Crimson Axis for now. Enterprise, not quite. Everyone looked at Enterprise who is staring on the window while listening to the discussion about the vaporized island and their next course of action. They are also shocked on what they hear from Enterprise who is still looking at the window. Enterprise, think for a second, this is only just the beginning. We aren't done with any of them yet. Belfast, what's next Miss Enterprise? Enterprise, we go after the siren directly. We're going to put a stop to whatever it is they're plotting. Belfast nodded her head. Their impact reaches far beyond just Assasin. The Orochi is a threat to all humanity. Q. Elizabeth, well then, let's not lay back and get a move on. We must brush off our humiliations of our failures. That is the Royal Navy way. Hornet, and the Eagle Union way is a pure cold payback, so let's do this. The Eagle Union ship girls in the room agreed on what Hornet just said while Enterprise looked back at the window once again. Enterprise, one last fight, here we go. Cleveland, before we go, where's Aerie? Looking at the two maids. Sheffield and Edinburgh stared at each other before looking at Cleveland. Hornet, now that you said it. Hood, may I answer that question? Cleveland, sure thing Hood, cause we just want to make sure that Aerie is safe while Iowa is not here. Warspite, where did he go exactly? Hornet, he didn't told us where he will go and just took off the port immediately. Warspite, what do you mean by that? Enterprise, I think he can sense danger anywhere thanks to one of his powers. Hood, so Izuku already explained to you all about his power? Belfast, yes, Mr. Midoriya already told us about his power and where he came from. Hood, and well, about Ares' location. Cleveland, oh yeah, that can you tell us about it? Hood, she was still in the Sakura Empire. This makes everyone except Royal Navy shocked hearing that Ares is in the Sakura Empire. Hornet, what is she doing in there? Warspite, she told us that she wanted to do something for us. Cleveland, she wanted to do something for us? Confused. Hood, that's what Ares said to us, and her plan was simply to revive the dead ship girl from Sakura Empire. Montpellier, how will she do it? Enterprise, by using the power that she possessed just like Iowa. Cleveland, Ares have similar power like Iowa? Looked at Enterprise. Enterprise, yeah, but she didn't tell us about it since she was scared. Illustrious, who's the dead ship girl that she wants to revive in Sakura Empire? Prince of Wales, yeah, I want to know the answer as well. Q. Elizabeth, Ares wants to use her power in order to revive Amagi and plans to stop this civil war with the Sakura Empire on us. Cleveland, revive Amagi? Can she really do that? Shocked. Enterprise, knowing her I think she can revive Amagi, but does she have a backup plan if it fails? Hood, about that. Enterprise, she doesn't have any backup plan? Warspite, I think she have a backup plan but didn't tell us about it. Chapter 33, Higher-Ups on the Move. Q. Elizabeth, Ares wants to use her power in order to revive Amagi, and she plans to stop this civil war with the Sakura Empire on us. Cleveland, revive Amagi? Can she really do that? Surprised at what she just heard from Queen Elizabeth. Enterprise, knowing her I think she can revive Amagi, but does she have a backup plan if it fails? Hood, about that, hesitant to answer Enterprise's question. Enterprise, so she doesn't have any backup plans? Looked at Hood waiting for her to say something. Warspite, I really think she does have a backup plan but didn't tell us about it. Answered her question for Hood. Cleveland, more importantly, did Iowa know about any of this? Q. Elizabeth, well, Ares said that we don't have to tell her solo mission to Iowa. Enterprise, Cleveland, Hornet, and Belfast. What? Why won't she tell Iowa about it? The four of them got surprised even more in Ares' own decision, taking on the solo mission by herself. Hood, Ares said she wants to deal with it on her own, even though I've told her it's better to tell Izuku about her plan. Sighs while saying this to the four of them. Enterprise, Iowa won't like this once he knew and finds out that Ares isn't with us right now. Prince of Wales, I know that, and I'm the one who has made a promise with him that I will keep an eye on her during our training back in the Royal Navy base. Also worried about Ares' safety after she realizes the promise she made with Izuku. Cleveland, wait, both you and Ares were training back at your main base? Prince of Wales, yeah, I went to ask her if she wants to train with me and she agreed. So I've brought her back to our main base in order for her to be trained there. Hornet, okay everyone, we should focus back on preparing for our battle against the Sirens and the Orochi. Tried to sway everyone back to the main topic. Enterprise, we'll talk about this later, but for now let's start to think of a plan to take down the Sirens and the Orochi. Everyone nodded all their heads before leaving the room to start moving towards the given location where all Sirens and the Orochi are gathered. With the Sakura fleet, Ares is seen gliding through the ocean at high speed by using her rigging and thinks of a new plan to stop the Orochi, while Takao, Zuikaku, Shukaku, Atego, and the other ship girls from the Sakura Empire were following right behind her. Takao, what in God's name have you done, Kaga? There's no explanation for this. Shukaku sighs. I underestimated her, I never thought she would go this far. Yamashiro, so what happens if we find her? They were all silent for a moment before Fusu speaks up to answer Yamashiro's question. Fusu, if she truly in league with the Sirens, that is the grave betrayal of the Sakura Empire. Atego, And if the worst comes to worst, then we have to strike her down along with the Orochi. Yamashiro. No, please no. Sounded scared after hearing Atago's answer. Yukike's. I can't have it. It's not right. Tears coming out from her eyes after hearing Atago's answer. Shiger. It's gonna be okay. Tries to calm Yukike's down. Yukike's. Ayanami captured, Akiji missing even since the start of this stupid battle. More horrible things had happened. Shikaku, Zuikaku, Yamashiro, Fusu, Takao and Atago looked at the crying Yukike's in silence while Shiger is calming her down and Yudachi tried to boost her confidence back. Yudachi. Geez, pull yourself together. We don't know for sure if she actually betray us. Tries to boost her confidence back. Atago. I know how you feel, but... Zuikaku. She's the only one with sense. Agrees with Yukike's statement. This is wrong, we haven't fighting all this time to take down a friend. Takao. I know, and yet. Zuikaku. We're bringing Kaga home no matter what. If she won't listen to us, we'll just have to slap some sense into her. Then smiles. You hear me? She's our family and we're not gonna play along with the siren's schemes. Yukike's. Thanks, Zuikaku. Run towards Zuikaku and gives her a hug. Yudachi and Shiger smiles after hearing Zuikaku's declaration on taking Kaga back home while Takao and Atago nodded their heads with each other. Yamashiro sighs in relief along with Fusu and Shikaku smiles while observing her sister. Shikaku. How wonderful it is to see you all grown up. Closed her eyes. It's bittersweet, but I'm so proud. Shiger then noticed Eri's silhouette from a distance as they were getting closer and speaks up. Shiger. Isn't that Dash? Zuikaku interrupted her after she also saw Eri's silhouette from the distance. Zuikaku. Eri! Wait! Shouts Eri's name loud enough for the little girl to hear it. Eri. Huh! Heard a voice from behind and she suddenly stopped gliding on the ocean. Eri turns around to see a small Sakura Empire fleet that is being led by Zuikaku, Takao, Atago and Shikaku with 3 destroyers and 2 battleships. Eri. Zuikaku-san, Atago-ne, Takao-san and Shikaku-san? Takao. Eri, why are you so much in a hurry? Shikaku. You know that we have made a promise to help you out in this, right? Standing behind on the left side of Takao. Eri. Be but my PLA dash. Words are interrupted by Shikaku, who is now patting her head. Shikaku. We're still following up your plan, Eri-chan, but I don't think you can hide it from them anymore. Eri. I know, that's why I'm so worried about Miss Kaga. Look down onto the ocean, not knowing how to deal with Kaga backstabbing their plan. Zuikaku. You're not the only one who is worried about Kaga. Reassured Eri that she's not the only one dealing with it, but she has the entire Sakura fleet on her back. Atago. And also, what took you so long to start calling me that? Walked towards Eri and gave her a hug just like how a caring big sister would give to their younger siblings. Eri. Well, I still need to adjust my life here, Jay, just like D-Dad. Stuttered while speaking up those words and still being hugged by Atago. Takao. Wait, you have a dad? Do you mean that battleship Iowa? That's your dad? Asked Eri about Iowa being her father. Eri. Yes, Mr. Deku is my adopted father. Answered Takao's question truthfully. Shikaku. Wait, Mr. Deku? Is that his real name? Asked Eri, wanting to know more about Iowa's true identity as Eri's adopted father. Eri. It was Dad's hero name, but his real name is Izuku Midoriya. Shikaku was surprised to hear it from Eri until her sister Zuikaku spoke up. Zuikaku. How should we be able to deal with the Orochi and the sirens at the same time? Managed to get them back on track by asking a question. Takao. Now that's a good question you just asked, Zuikaku. All of them are now thinking of a plan to deal with sirens and Orochi at the same time after it leaves the Sakura Empire in a very huge mess with Kaga standing on the Orochi's deck until Eri comes up with a new plan and answers Zuikaku's question. Eri. This time, we should try to buy the Azur some time for them to gather the rest of the other factions all together. Made up a new plan in mind to stop the sirens and Orochi while buying some time for Azur. Zuikaku. That plan could work. Agreed with Eri's plan to attack the Orochi and sirens. Shikaku. But the question is, how will we do that exactly? Eri, this is how we will do it. Started to speak the plan to Zuikaku, Shikaku, Takao, Atego, Fusu, Yamashiro and the 3 destroyers. Back in the Iron Blood base. Izuku is seen walking towards the port with Yuki right beside him while he's still covered in bandages right after taking a very serious damage from Emitter and overusing the percentage of his quirk, but his battleship is not different either since it also took a lot of damage from Emitter as well. Yuki, are you sure that you want to do this while still injured? Izuku? Worried about Izuku pushing himself after getting serious damage from Emitter's attack with his ship. Izuku, yeah, I want to know why would Eri go on a mission without telling Whales about it. Worried about Eri's safety after hearing from Yujin that she went to the Sakura Empire with the royal maids. Yuki, Eri? Who is she? Wants to know about his adopted daughter. Izuku, Eri is my adopted daughter and the one that I've saved back in my world while helping the Yakuza raid operation with other pro heroes. Looked at Yuki who is standing right beside him. Yuki, the Yakuza raid operation? What do you mean by that? Confused about Izuku's answer to her question. Izuku, I'll tell you about it on the way there, Yuki. Yuki, yeah, I'm going to trust your words for that, brother. Both of them have arrived at the port where their ship docked, and they saw that Prince Yujin is already standing in there waiting for them along with Friedrich, August, Agir and especially Bismarck, which makes Yuki surprised to see the acting leader of Iron Blood out from her office. Izuku, huh? Who are they? Muttered quietly while seeing the new ship girls. Yuki, Lady Bismarck, Miss Friedrich, Miss August and Miss Agir? What are you 4 doing in here? Asked the 4 ship girls wanting to know their reasons why they would wait for them with Yujin. Friedrich, we were just curious about him. Pointing out to Izuku who is now standing beside Yuki. August, so that's the famous ship boy in Azur, huh? Staring at Izuku intently before she starts walking to him. Izuku, who are you 4? If I may ask. Staring at the 4 ship girls who are also looking at him. Yuki then looked over at Izuku before answering his question. Brother, these 4 ship girls are Friedrich de Gross, August von Parsal, Agir and Bismarck. Izuku, Bismarck? The KMS Bismarck? Mumbles quietly while being surprised to hear the name of a famous ship girl from Yuki's mouth. Bismarck, so you already know about me? Looked over at Izuku after hearing her name being recognized. Izuku, who doesn't really? You're quite famous for sinking down the HMS Hood during your battle in the Denmark Strait. Yuki is surprised to hear what Izuku just said. She hasn't told him all about the past history of Bismarck, but somehow Izuku already knows about it, and how she was able to sink down HMS Hood. Yuki, how did you know that, brother? I haven't told you about the history of Lady Bismarck. Have a surprised look at her face while asking a question to Izuku. Izuku walks towards Yuki and leans in. I just know them through the wisdom cube itself that Dean had given to us. The cube allowed us to see the memories of the ship we possessed. Whispered into Yuki's ear. Yuki, the wisdom cube can do that? Her reaction was surprised and shocked at the same time after hearing it from Izuku. Izuku, yeah, wait, you didn't know about that, Yuki? Whispered in her ear. Yuki, I didn't know the wisdom cube itself is capable of doing that. Izuku, well, try using the wisdom cube to remember the information about your ship then, Yuki. Yuki, try using my wisdom cube to remember the information about my ship? How? Tilt her head. Izuku, you should start thinking about your ship's information and history first, Yuki, then the wisdom cube will do its magic. Yuki, when did you try it, brother? Izuku, when I was on the medical bed while recovering from all my injuries sustained from Omitter's attack. Yuki tries Izuku's idea by thinking about her ship's information and history until her wisdom cube begins to glow up, then gives Yuki all the information and history about her ship into her brain. Izuku, I should probably leave Yuki alone for her to gather the information about her own ship while I'll go talk with Yujin and the 4 ship girls now. Mumbles quietly right before leaving Yuki and walk towards the 4 ship girls. With Tuya and Jean Bart. Both of them were heading to the docks in order to start the mission given to them by Kiana, leaving Dunkirk on the cafeteria with the other Vichy Dominion ship girls. Jean Bart. Well, are you ready for this? Looked at Tuya while walking beside him. Tuya. Yeah, let's not disappoint your commander in this mission. Jean Bart. I didn't know that you were worried about it. Tuya. What about you? Are you ready? Looked at Jean Bart while walking beside her. Jean Bart chuckles for a bit, making him confused before answering Tuya. You're asking me that kind of question? I'm always ready for any mission she gives me. Both of them arrived at the dock, and Jean Bart is surprised to see her sister talking casually with Kiana alongside their own commander. Tuya. Huh? Who are those two? Saw two unknown people speaking to Kiana. Jean Bart. One of them is my sister, and the other I think she's the commander of Iris Libra. Already recognized the two people talking with Kiana in the docks. Tuya. Commander? Does she have the same rank as Kiana? Surprised to hear that Jean Bart has already recognized the two people. Jean Bart. Yeah, let's go and talk with them now. Starts walking towards Kiana and two people. Tuya. Is the Sirens really the enemy of this world or something else? I guess I have to figure it out myself. Thinking on something else before shaking off his head and follows Jean Bart behind. Jean Bart. Does the higher-ups knows the situation are getting worse, or is it something else? Why are they sending people like Kiana to be the commander of the minor factions? Having the same thoughts as Tuya earlier after seeing the other commander.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.